So beautiful. So weird. The effect's not quite the same on film. So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone that's lost in the woods. You'll say a prayer.
First Timothy 4:1. Now the Holy Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. And we'll pray. Father, thank you for another good day. They're all good days that you give us. We love you. We thank you for your protection. We thank you for bringing to our eyes and to our minds exactly what we need to be addressing. We thank you for showing us the things and the ways that we can help people. We thank you for this, our teams. We thank you for our viewers. We thank you for this platform. We thank you for our health and all the many ways that you protect us that we don't even realize, Lord. Thank you for your blessings. We pray that you will open the eyes and the ears of those who are deceived, Lord. And that we thank you for letting us be a part of doing that. And we know that you want not one of your children lost, and that everyone has been deceived at one time or another. You never gave up on them, and we won't either. In Jesus' name, amen. I am Lead Tracker E, and this is Jerry Williams, also known as Lead Horse Choctaw. And we have 4 Facebook channel or pages that we invite you to go like and subscribe to. The Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch, Antlers and Surrounding Areas. The Choctaw Missing and Murdered Woman, WOMBMAN, and Sun Center and Database. The Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path, and the Lead Tracker E Facebook page. We also have the Lead Tracker E YouTube channel. It's an accompanying channel to this one. On that one, thank you. There have been some recent subs, and we're only 8 away from 700 now. We have our book, The Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path by Jerry and myself.
Is our lens okay? Is it?
What's wrong?
It looks so blurry on that.
Okay, you go ahead.
The Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path book is out on Amazon, or you can order a autograph. That's a lot better. You can order an autographed copy through us. Should be in the descriptions below. I'm not sure if I put the descriptions in, but if not,
We'll add it.
you know how to get a hold of us, YouTube or Facebook. But we will autograph that book for you and send it to you. The same price as you'll find it on Amazon for $25, except we ask $5 shipping and handling so that we can get that to you as quickly as possible. Also, we also have the Spanish version of the Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path. That is by Grande, el Depredador y el Sendero del Guerrero Espiritual. I like that because the Spanish, the language is spoken real fast.
And you're saying it better each time, too.
So I was trying to speed it up just to make it sound more normal. Because I was, my favorite word after that, usually when someone talks to me, is ¿qué? Or no entendió. Por favor, un momento. But the Parents of Bigfoot, the Spiritual Warrior's Path book is a very, very good book for people who are involved in the entire cryptid community. People who are involved in securing their homes. Uh, if you care about your families, this is the book for you. There's just so much information in it, information that a lot of people don't even know about, but it has saved lives and will continue to save lives. And we just hope that you pick up a copy to save and help somebody in your area. Also, we have the Bigfoot documentary. It's $55 alone by itself. It does have Bigfoots in there. It does have Bigfoot in the tree, very visible. Photos of other Bigfoots that we caught out there in the field, in the brush lines. Very, very visuals. Also in places that we went to that we knew where these things would be at, and the places we don't want people going. So we documented where these places are, so that and everyone's going to have these kind of locations and areas around your homes, parks, and things like that. So if you watch the video, and it's child friendly, I mean, you can children can watch it, children can read the books, but it's a training tool for everyone. And if you do watch the video and you do read the books, then you will definitely 100% be able to secure your family's safety. But we are having a special right now. One Bigfoot documentary DVD with one autographed Bigfoot book. So it's either you can get the English version or you can get the Spanish version. And CT and Tanya Marquez translated the books for us. We appreciate that about them. We haven't really publicized or promoted the Spanish version, but we are going to start that this weekend. We got the names that we want on the back to be sent out now, and we're going to be spending a little time with our friends, and we're going to be doing a live stream this weekend and do a little promotion on that, on the new Spanish version of the Parents of Bigfoot and Spiritual Warrior's Path, and the new book that we have out. Also, that's $55 for both, in case you want to get that. But also our new book that's out, it's called Bigfoot Gifters. Bigfoot Gifters is also on Kindle. It's also, Tanya again, translated the book Bigfoot Gifters. In Spanish, it's called Las Ofrendas de Pai Grande, the offering of the Bigfoot, or Bigfoot offerings. It's also on Kindle. You'll find that on Amazon and on Kindle, and those are out right now. So you can get that book also, because we're going to be talking about things like this, and every Watching Wednesday, these books pertain to all the other people who are out there doing the wrong things. And on our Watching Wednesdays, it's not to belittle anybody or to do anything like that. But if they're doing something wrong, we're going to point that out. And if they're doing something right, we're going to point that out. But the majority are doing everything wrong.
Yeah.
And in these books, if you have these books and you read these books, you're going to know, or if you watch this channel, you're going to know what they're doing and what they're doing wrong.
And by wrong, we mean information that is going to lead people to getting hurt, and that is leading people to getting hurt or killed.
Yep. And we don't want that, so that's why we wrote these books. Sorry. Also, our new website. Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path. You can type in on your search engine predatorbigfoot.com, and it will take you to the link where you can get the books, you can get the DVD, you can find playlist, spiritual house cleansing, what the Indians say, because so many people were saying, well, the Indians say this, the Indians say that. And we said, no, we don't. Uh, and then we got gathered Indians from Alaska to Canada to all over the place, British Columbia. We put it all together, and not one tribe has said that these things are good. They all unanimously voted together at the end of the 3 days. It's a 3-part series, and everybody voted it's a predator. So if anybody ever tells you that the Indians say this, Indians say that, he said, no, no, no. If you go to that channel, watch those three-part series, you're going to see the Indians say this thing is a predator. It's a man-eater. So also we have Tracking Miracles and Encounters.
That's on the Lead Tracker E channel, and no one's really taken us up on it lately, but we would love to hear your stories of miracles. They can be small, they can be big, they can be something in hindsight that you thought was a bad thing at the time, and then later on you realize it was a way of divine intervention or divine orchestration. We want to hear those stories, whether they're small or grand stories. And there's already a playlist started on there. Help us add to that playlist and go in and comment under the other testimonies that are there. We want to acknowledge the ways that God takes care of us.
Yeah, check out those playlists.
Us. Yeah, and we'll be adding more, but unless y'all send them in, we're not going to have more.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and there's a lot of good ones, and we got a couple more stories from the explorations that I had done. We got to get those on there too. Behind the scenes, everything that you didn't see or know about, we lived it. So we're going to be talking about those as well. Also, Standing Feather Stories, what we was just kind of talking about.
And those are Jerry's stories as Lead Horse Choctaw, his travels on foot to share wisdom and knowledge, and also to gather wisdom and knowledge along the way. And pretty amazing stories. He was the last man standing at Standing Rock, and if you know anything about that, you know what a big deal that was. And you didn't hear about that on the front side of the news.
Also, this is ways to support the channel.
Our Patreon, Cash App, PayPal, old-fashioned snail mail through the post office box, super chats, and then also to like, share, and subscribe. You can watch the ads too, but we really don't make anything up. We're not going to get a sponsor if we keep saying that, are we?
I was going to say, we don't even like the ads that are put on this thing.
No, because they're so picky. If we show anything at all, use any little bit of music, it says can't be monetized anyway. So what difference does it make?
It only gives us like
but if
80, 40 cents or 20 cents.
Yeah.
14 maybe.
Over a month.
Yeah, so it's not much.
So if you will like the channel, we know 300 people tuned in last week, but only 30, 34, 35 likes. So we know a lot more of you are watching it and coming back to watch it. So if you're doing that, you're gaining something from it if you're consistently doing that. So do us a favor and hit like so it hits the algorithm and more people will see this, because we're not, although we do enjoy doing this, we're not doing this for fun. Our purpose is to get this information out there and to fight back all the disinformation that is out there that's getting people hurt. And you can be a part of helping us do that by sharing these videos, sharing the links, by commenting on the not so much in chat, I don't think, is on the comments later, coming back and engaging with us and letting people know about our channel. Hit take a second now and hit like.
Hitting likes and shares. We were talking one of the tracker meetings with one of the trackers, and they had mentioned that, this kind of topic, this kind of talk, 30 years ago, it was unheard of, and that nobody could really, talk about it. But now it's becoming common knowledge. Everything that we're sharing, this information, uh, everybody was at a standstill a couple years ago until we kind of started our own stuff, because we were getting kicked off of every channel, every
Group.
group. They didn't want to hear the
We
truth.
still get kicked off of some,
Yeah,
but
so we don't,
not as much.
not as much, but and shadow ban and things like that. So we decided to do our own thing, because that's the only way we could get this information out. We had
And that and writing these books.
Yeah, that too, and making the documentary for everybody. But it was something to have that many people out in the world who didn't want to hear the truth. They only wanted to hear,
Harry and the Hendersons.
yeah, that it was nice, and that they didn't have the information. And a lot of people that, even some of the researchers today, are going back and watching YouTube and watching all these other research groups. They're using that information, and that's not
Most,
enough. That's not
yeah.
enough information.
We don't have a way to have an accurate number, but just a wild guess would be at least 90% pushes gifting these things, engaging with these predators, and that they're good, or that some are good, some are bad, which is just as dangerous
Mm.
of an idea. So help us teach people, because it's your families that will be affected. It's your loved ones or you that will be affected. Your coworkers. They're increasing in number. They're getting bolder. They're not out in the deep woods anymore. They're up at the dumpsters in the towns. They're tapping on people's windows. They're not trying to hide from us in that they don't want us to know they exist. That's a lie. They're out there. They don't want to get caught and busted, but they're not afraid of us. People act like they're shy. They're not shy. They're cunning.
Yeah,
They know when to take advantage, and this is exactly why we do Watching Wednesdays. And they know who the people are that are isolated, and we teach you everything that they look for to make you or your loved one a perfect prey for these things.
Um, let me go ahead and finish this, because I want to say something else, but let me go ahead and finish. Um, this is a tracker channel, a tracking channel. It's not an entertainment channel. So here we don't have conversations going on, other conversations about whatever, people, there's other
That are
channels for that.
unrelated. Yeah.
Here we need you listening to what we're talking about, or to the guest, or to the lesson that we're given. It's always, this is important information that we like to share. And we share it freely, so everyone benefits. So we need people listening. We don't need, um, like last week we had someone come in here, talk about other channels and saying, you ought to check this channel out. We had to kick them out, because they weren't listening to the guests that we had.
That guest had a lot of knowledge.
The guest, and that was with Tim Morfoot, with the Sasquatch Historical Society. Lots of information, and this person was talking about other groups.
So it was disrespectful to our
So
guest.
we had to kick them out, and we'll do that. I had to do that myself, monitors. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. Be on your toes. What the information that we're sharing is, we need people listening to. Also, we do the comments, and tonight on Watching Wednesdays, it's a little more relaxed. But when we have a guest or giving a lesson, we need people listening, and only comment on what we're talking about. If you want to talk about something else, that's for another time or another channel.
Or you're welcome to come back and do that in the comments after the live stream is over, and then it just goes up on the, after the fact, in the regular comments, as opposed to the chat. Come back and tell your story. That's a great place to do it. Just not during the lesson where people are being distracted, because we've literally had it happen where people almost missed and have missed crucial information
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they needed within a day or two right after that. So that's why we're
So before we get to the comments, that's what I wanted to get to, because um, what we're talking about tonight is what we've been talking about. Gifters, people with the wrong information, people giving the wrong information. And one of our trackers has picked up on the pattern of people who get mind spoke to. You know, before, like with God, before God says that's a demon. That's a demon. Okay. So you're on this side, and God's protecting you from those demons, from those predators. And he's saying that's a demon over there. And that demon has taken an oath to destroy you. So you're over here with God, but the people who have been actively going out and trying to get mind speak, or getting mind speak,
encouraging others to.
encouraging others, you're going against what God's talking about. You're helping the enemy.
You become part of the problem.
You become part of the problem. And if would you read that verse?
This is Matthew 6:22 through 24. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eyes are unhealthy, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light within is darkness, how great is that darkness? No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon.
And that's what we're talking about tonight. When people tell other people to gift, you're telling someone, and oh, we don't have our new books in where I'd hold it. Oh, we got a picture of it. Bigfoot Gifters. You know, we're
A lot of the people that are pushing the going out and gifting, and the really famous people that have the biggest platforms, they're making good money doing this and using human beings as bait,
using.
using women as bait. It's to their advantage to do that, and it's wicked.
And we're saying don't go out there, man. And we're saying read this book. We didn't make the book. Spend all that time writing the book and going over details and explaining what things are, you know, just to write a book.
It's a
This
book
was,
we wish we would have had, honestly, truly.
yeah. And if you've ever read this book, you know what we're talking about, because uh, there's so many people who's ran into problems with these predators. Some had to leave, some didn't get a chance to leave. But if they had this book and just read it, I mean, if you just open it up to almost any page, you know, like just anything. Let's see, caves, holes, crevices, tunnels, power of prayer. Just this whole book is just full of information, biology, preferred habitat of the Bigfoots,
We use this as the primary text for our online tracking course.
social structure, types, fog, water spirits,
Everybody
thunder,
else is out
lightning.
there guessing and saying, I don't know, what do you think? Or they'll state a whole bunch of things and they'll say, but I don't know, that's just my opinion. Or they're guessing, and we're not guessing. We're telling you right here. And so if you would read this, you wouldn't be gifting and you wouldn't be using people for bait.
And
At least we hope not.
and I think it's because we watched this video.
It got us riled.
I couldn't, Lee Tracker, you can tell you, I watched about 5 minutes of it. I got up. I said, I can't watch this, guys.
Yeah.
I got up.
Like 2 minutes in, my heart was thumping and just in. We had my blood boiling.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
Lord.
actually haven't watched the entire thing
Yeah.
because I was like, I ain't gonna watch it. And this is actually the guy who we seen on another stream before.
And we almost considered using it.
We was going to use him, but we for Watching Wednesday, except that we had another thing coming up.
We felt it was more important at the time.
Yeah, and at that time we thought, well, this guy's hopefully he'll figure it out. He hadn't figured it out. We
no,
thought
it's worse than we thought.
now it's worse than we thought because
Yeah.
now he's
It's not just him.
he's
We didn't
he's
know.
handing people over to demons.
You will see.
You'll see.
You will see. It doesn't matter if your intentions are good, if you're leading people wrong. These are the best cups. They
Best
do work
cups.
great. We've used, well, that and Jose and Tanya's, which we use it for the cold drinks and we use theirs for the hot drinks.
Yeah.
Which they both work for either. It's just how we do it.
That's how we do. But
Okay, so
the book Bigfoot Gifters is very, 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 very important. So if you can get that, it's on Amazon. If you can get the Prayer to Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path, another very important book. Both are written in Spanish, and we're doing it so we can get this out to more people.
we get asked the same questions over and over and over, and we see people making the same mistakes over and over. That's why we wrote these books.
And we have many Spanish speaking friends, and I've been to Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador. I got friends in Bolivia, Argentina. Actually, we're gonna be doing a stream for someone in Argentina Friday night. Honduras, lots of friends. Yo habla español.
We're friends in
So
Chile.
friends in Chile, friends in the United States, friends Canada, everywhere
A
really.
lot of Spanish speaking.
So that's when we wrote the book. We go, I didn't want to leave anyone out, and
No.
so that no one didn't have. I mean, I see some of the Spanish channels too. They're hunters. They're going out in certain situations. I'm going, but you just walk past a blind. You just so it's we're just doing what we can. Trying
One of our
to
trackers is buying one to give to her neighbors. It's a Hispanic family with a lot of children and surrounded by woods and surrounded by blinds and surrounded by all the things that we warn about. And so she's buying that book and putting it in their mailbox.
we actually have our first Spanish speaking tracker candidate in our new Thunder tracker group team. And that CT, we want, because CT comes in here and she translates for us in the comments.
Just for nothing. Just
for
because
nothing,
she
just to help people out.
knows
Just
the information's important too.
yeah.
And thanks us, you know,
Yeah.
and we're so grateful to
And we're
her.
thanking her.
Yeah.
But we need to get this information out to everybody so that everyone's safe. We're gonna have to get together. A lot of us are gonna have to get together just to push these things back. We can't be individuals. We can't overlook our neighbors. And we've given our neighbors books and just look, told them what these things are, where they're at, the trees. We're trying as much as we can and going as far as we can.
And that was also a reason for writing the book, just to reach people on a broader scale. And we get accused of just trying to push books or self-promote. No, we're trying to promote the information.
We're trying to help you.
Duh. That's why we wrote the book, to get the information out. It's not an entertainment book.
And could you imagine sitting down and talking and going over this with every individual person?
It's not possible.
Every day trying to spend hours with one person and then having to go back over some things just to explain more about what is in this book.
We've physically gone to people's homes and helped push back the blinds, helped point out the problem areas, helped them light up their places. We're doing everything that we can as two people But the more of you that are out there that gets this information, and more importantly, apply it, um, and you teach others what the signs are, and you look in your communities, you're in your town, we're not.
Yeah.
You're responsible for your family, we're not.
Yeah.
The more that get on board with that, the less the damage is coming, but the better a chance people will have to survive some of the problems with these things.
If you were ever in our tracking team meetings, there's a lot of missing people everywhere.
It's not just human traffickers.
Yeah, it's not just in our area. It's everywhere.
All these missing people in the parks. Everybody's read, everybody's heard of the missing 411. Hello.
And if people had this book before they went out there, they would have noticed and knew what to do.
He wouldn't have nearly so much to write about.
No, sure wouldn't. And people would have made sure that they came home because they would have been protected because they knew exactly what they was looking at. It could be just a small little bow. It could be just a branch that's laid sideways.
You want to catch it early and get them out of there. We teach to deter. We're not hunters.
Mm-hmm.
We teach how to get them away from your property, to see when they're there. You want to, just like a human predator, you want to make it, you don't want to be easy prey. You want to get rid of the all the things that are in here. Okay, we're talking about it. We're seeing an increase in the gifting, and these things are, some are good, some are bad, or they're all good, and they're our brothers and our friends. And so
and that's not what the Indians say.
Yeah.
Also, let me go ahead and put this up. This is what we're doing Friday night, 7 p.m. Central Time Zone. So if you can join us, it's going to be a special one for Carlos Alberto Baron.
Carlos lives in Argentina, and we met him actually through Jose and Tanya's channel, Las Venturas, and he knows what's going on. He tries to warn people where he is. He's doing everything he can to push and promote and to warn people. Very faithful, very dear friend of the channel and Jose and Tanya's channel. And Jose will be having surgery soon. And
no, Carlos.
I'm sorry, but I just said Jose and Tanya. Carlos will be having surgery soon, and we want him to have something to read as he mends,
as he recuperates and gets healthy,
and gets stronger and stronger, so that he can physically get out there too and look for signs and see what's up in his area. But he's doing everything he can, even in his circumstances, to still do everything he can to help people.
And so he's going to have his heart surgery in February. So we're going to do something special for him Friday night with his book signing. Something he doesn't know. I mean, he does know about the book signing, but he doesn't know about the extra things that we're going to be doing for him, which will be a great surprise for him.
Yeah, he has to watch them later. He can't get on to the live streams.
So be here with us to help, and we'll read the comments off. And we want Carlos to know that he has a lot of friends, and we want him around for a long time, and to get through this surgery. And we're going to send a list of foods to start eating and things like that, so his body can build up stronger. We want him around. He's a good person.
Yes, he is.
Be with us, and that again is Friday night, and it says, I can't read the top, but it's a book signing for Carlos is what it is. Again, this is a fair use night. Copyright fair use is just for training and just for teaching. Basically, it's saying don't do this. So let's get to the comments and see who's out here, and then we're going to get started and get you some coffee or something. We hope you understand like we understand, and that we don't want anybody upset with this person. or
No, we don't want anybody
messaging this
bothering them.
person.
No, nothing like that.
Don't bother this person. They're going to do whatever they're going to do anyway.
We just
We're
want to
just
stop the
showing you-
damage.
Yeah. We want to show you what is being done wrong. That's all we're doing.
He's just one small example of a million others like him out there.
Yep.
And we want to pray for him.
Mhm.
Tracker Lorna.
Lorna is the first one. She's getting a good record as being
Yeah. Cubinator.
and Cuban Air's right on those heels every time.
Jamie's here early.
Oh, Jamie. All right. Good seeing you, Jamie.
Tracker Jody's here.
I don't see Shadow Tracker JA.
Uh,
Yeah, I know it's Jody.
Says good evening and congratulations on your increase in subs, team leader Jerry and lead tracker E. Thank you.
We have
And
had
Jerry's
an
only 18 away from 2,000. So if y'all could
Wow.
help, if you're not subbed,
And 2,000 is good for us. I mean, we want
it's
it
been
higher.
a long time coming.
Yeah, we want it higher
But we're
of people who want to learn.
yeah,
And, we don't want the people who are here to argue.
the same
or,
quality
you
that's in this chat every week.
Yeah, the people we have now, we're happy with. Good people. We don't want any bad people in there. But we would
They
like to
won't
have
last
more
long.
people learning.
Um,
Tracker
Tracker
J.
J
Tracker J is
and
here.
Shadow Tracker J.
And Shadow Tracker J. All
And
right.
so Holly also.
Yeah. And
Um,
Nico. Cuban there saying hello to everybody. And
Graybeard is here.
Graybeard saying good evening to everybody. All right. Everybody saying hello today.
Graybeard says, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us all be glad and rejoice in it. Amen.
It is. Amen. Amen. Lee Tracker, he's saying hello to everybody. Shadow Tracker J's giving some blessings to you. Night Stars.
Night Stars.
All right, Night Stars.
Deborah Mueller is here.
Where's Deborah?
Just
There
below
she
Night
is.
Stars.
There's Deborah. How you doing, Deborah? She's saying hello to everybody. She's hanging out in all the best places. That's right.
Cube says, please like, give a thumbs up, and share on your social media. Thank you, Cube.
Thank you, Cube, so much.
Shade is here.
Where's Shade? There he is. All right, Shade. How you doing? Good to see you again.
You quit saying the shade.
The Shade. There it is. And there's Night Star saying, yeah, ooh, rápido, rápido, muy rápido.
Cube, thank you very much.
Oh, Cube. Thank you again. Wow.
And we always ask Cube to put his link to his Facebook pages in the chat because he's one of our trackers from Australia, and he works so hard and is such a patient explainer of exactly what we're looking for, and puts up with some nonsense, or used to put up with some nonsense to do it, but he's getting better about booting out trolls.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got him in there. Good. Scott is here watching.
Hey,
Scott's usually very
Scott.
quiet.
January is over in
Scott.
2 days. Just saying, wink, wink, hint, hint.
We hope to see you soon, but now you're going to have to wait a little bit.
Night Star says she's ready to throw some wrenches tonight. There you go.
Hey, Jody, thank you very much.
Oh, Jody, Jody make you smile.
Because she's always smiling.
She's always smiling. She's just even talking to her.
Cube throwing some links in there.
There we go. Link to primary.
Cube's
Tracking Bush Predators Australia. Cube's group. He has 2 actually.
His battle axe is hot, sharpened, and ready to swing it hard.
But that is his primary. Everybody else saying hi to Scott, hi to Jody. Night Stars has got the heart going. Tracker Lorna saying thank you, Jody. Everybody's thanking Jody. Scott is saying hello, Trackers, Lorna, and Shadow. Hi, Night Stars and Cube. All right.
Scott likes to just come in, say hi, and then sit back and listen.
He says going dark.
but he'll be there if we need him.
And we all know what that means.
JR says we each have our own sphere of influence, starting with family and friends, spreading outward to others.
Hold on.
Did I miss something?
Scott says, no, I'm here. Going to be quiet equals going dark.
Right.
Because when the trackers say going dark, that means going dark. So he goes, no. What I mean is, I'm just going to be.
JR says we each have our own sphere of influence, starting with family and friends, spreading outward to others, with the target of reaching a critical mass of receptivity to these truths shared here. Well put, JR.
JR's got a way with words.
He really
He
does.
does.
There's Bob, Shadow Tracker 888.
Shadow Tracker 888.
Says, hello, trackers and viewers. What foolishness with the Bigfoot lovers. BFL is Bigfoot lovers. Will we see tonight? Oh.
Yeah.
JR says to then have a growing snowball effect. Yes, we're going to reach a tipping point.
Oh, he says mid-month. Mid-month.
Oh, good. Okay.
All right. And that's a short month. So it's only 28 days or something.
Cube says, patience. Sometimes the block button is so easy to reach for. Yeah, it gets easier all the time.
It does.
Because there's too many people out there hungry for the knowledge and begging for the knowledge to be fighting and dragging people along. Don't have time for that. All right, we're caught up that fast.
That fast. So
we get to, you want to say the fun part, but at the same time.
Here we go.
We have this, but it's actually just a lot of talking. I might just poke him in the eye with it, in that one wonky eye. You'll
understand in just a moment.
We've noticed a pattern because we talked about it before. Watch these people who are deceived. Whenever they start saying something that has been downloaded to them from these predators, their eyes go all goofy. They're like, just pay attention to the eyes. That's why we read that one verse earlier also.
Yeah, you can't serve two masters. You gotta pick a side. Can't ride the fence. Can't be lukewarm. Though lukewarm is a big trap. Guessing is dangerous.
And may be a nicest person on the surface and in their original intentions, but that doesn't make it okay.
So we're going to give you a little background information on what we're going to be talking about tonight. We was going to do a stream off of the first thing that we seen this guy on, but then something else came up and we did it on another one. So we'll come back and we'll do that one later. And then we catch this about a day. I mean, it was like, okay, we need something for Watching Wednesday. Let's see what, because there's plenty for Watching Wednesdays.
No shortage.
No shortage. And so we just typed in Bigfoot Researchers, which is where they are. And there was this guy again, but doing something worse than what he was doing before. So I was like, well, let me clip little things from his before to try to get give somebody a basis. But then he was flip-floppy. He was some are good, some are bad. Even though, they'll do this, they'll, you're not telling anybody, you're riding a fence. And when you get mind speak like this guy, you'll see that they'll start changing. Their eyes it's like they're trying to lie, but the body is saying we're lying, kind of like it's like they fight with themselves.
And they get confused. You'll hear them. We're seeing a pattern of them all saying it, of not being sure of what's their own thoughts and what are the thoughts of these things.
Good point.
That's a red flag.
And that's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Especially giving that information to someone else. So let's watch this real quick segment. It's about,
Turn the lights off.
No, it'll be okay for right now because it's gonna be on the screen, and we'll get to the next one. It's about 5 minutes, but just listen because I didn't clip in where he's saying, you know, he went to it, and he didn't really say this, but you know, kind of like we baked cakes together with the Bigfoots, that we shared tea together. He didn't say that, but that's kind of like what he was saying. Some are good, some are bad. Some will bake a cake, some will rip you apart.
Did we talk at all about who he is or what he did? Is that in any of these clips?
No, it's just
This guy was a firefighter for 44 years, something like that. And he's retired. So he spent his life saving bodies, but now he's leading souls into danger.
mhm. So let's listen to this, and then we're going to get started with the other one, and we'll talk about this as soon as we get through watching this video real fast. Here we go.
I learned about zapping. I had my first sighting. I learned about mind speak, and I started having mind speak. The young ones, once in a while, we'll get the young ones, and we try not to get them in trouble. We don't want to get them in trouble. We had little ones one time, and we said, you know, we don't want to get you in trouble, but we'd sure like to talk to you. And had a little one come back and say, we can say hi. And just the cutest darn thing. Very, very common to see them in shimmering image form. And once you train yourself to look for that, they're actually pretty easy to see. When do we see them? We see them right at dusk. We call it the witching hour, between the time the sun goes down and it gets dark out. And how do we know they're there? Because it's a distortion. You can see the distortion. You train yourself to look for that. If any of you have ever watched the movie Predator, it's very, very similar to that. In that movie, and there's an alien that can somehow mask his appearance to the point where he's kind of a shimmering image, if you will. And we've seen them in that shimmering image form. We call it cloaked, and just because that's the term everybody uses. We don't particularly like that term, but we use it because everybody identifies with that. But a lot of times what they'll do is they'll just make us tired and cold. We've left stuff out for them. Gifting is a big thing. Some Squatchers are really big into gifting, and we tried that for a while. But if you're dealing with somebody with the mental capacity of them, you don't want to insult them by thinking that you're going to leave them a donut and everything's going to be wonderful. All right, that's insulting to them. Is the Sasquatch people are just out of range of their light, and they're watching every movement they make. They put camp watchers on virtually every camp. There's always a camp watcher, and they're paying attention to what you're doing. Now, there's one particular area up there where one family group has probably a group of teenagers, and they have one that we refer to as a camp screamer. And what that individual does, and we don't know if it's a young male or young female, we don't know which, but they'll come into a camp at 3 o'clock in the morning, and they'll let loose with a loud, blood-curdling scream and wake the whole camp up, like some kind of a 30-foot tall woman being tortured, and scare the living daylights out of all the campers. They have great fun doing that. They don't universally like us. Could they harm us? Yes, they could. Have I heard the stories? Of course I have. Everybody's heard the stories. My personal experience is that they're very spiritual. They're very loving. They may try to intimidate us to achieve whatever goal they're trying to achieve. But if they wanted to hurt us, you could have a very large one literally walk up to you, and by the time you realized what was going on, they could rip you apart. But the presence of them, of course, they were here. They've been here for a long time, long before we came. They're an older species than we are. If you're going to do what we do, the very first thing you have to do is, a lot of it is mental. It's getting your head in the right spot. First of all, it's extremely difficult when you've been taught something is a certain way your whole life to come to grips with the fact that everything you've been told your whole life about that is wrong. And as I said earlier, it took me a long time to come to grips with that myself. So the very first thing you've got to do is you have to open your mind to the fact that they're there. The other thing, and we've heard this from them many times, and what they are looking for is they are looking for people with an open mind and a good heart. and they can see your intent. They can look into your soul, so to speak. You have to do things on their terms. They're in charge. They will tell you what they want you to know when they want you to know it. They will feed you little bits of information as they do it. Sometimes they'll even give you what they term knowledge drops, and sometimes they'll do that while you're conscious and know what's going on, and sometimes they'll do it while you're asleep and you don't know what's going on. But I've had times when all of a sudden in the morning I woke up knowing something and I didn't know how I knew it. It's very easy when you start hearing voices in your head, it's very easy to question whether or not you're going crazy or not. And trust me, I've been there. But finally, I had it happen enough times under controlled enough environments, and it happened to enough of us. And it happened where we'd have 4 of us get the same thing at the same time, at the same instant, that we knew that we weren't coming up with that on our own. It was something that was being told to us. And when we finally opened up our minds to accept the mind speak and started accepting it, then we started getting it. I have them come to my house fairly commonly, not all the time, but commonly.
Where do we start?
And that was actually, if you really listen to it, he was telling all the things that they will do. They could rip you apart, even though, and we only clipped his little pieces out because the other parts where he was basically saying they're the best, they're the angels of the world, and the humans are the bad things, the bad people, and we're the reasons that these things hurt us, and we're the reason is because they're trying to keep the world clean and safe and secure. But you can't have both. You can't have, and like in the book, we talk about where they get these mimics from. If it's a female with a blood curdling scream, they had a subject. It learned from that scream. It learned from that person screaming. A yelping dog, it learned from that yelping dog. If it sounds like coyotes being screaming coyotes and real high yipping above normal, that's because they had a coyote in front of them, either ripping that flesh off ripping that skin off and mimicking that sound to catch that. They do mimic everything, but this guy's just, he'll tell you this, but then he's going to make it sound better after that. Mm-hmm. He'll say that they were in a camp causing problems, and that's why this thing come in and scared these people out of that area.
He said, when they scare you for whatever purpose. Okay, in the Bible, the angels, God's good angels, don't come here to scare us. They'll always say, don't fear. They're a fearsome thing because of their power and the way that they appear. But they say, don't fear. These things get a kick out of wanting to make you afraid because they're feeding on that fear. He says they're looking for an open mind and a good heart. Well, so are demons. Every single thing that he said, we were given a class on demons and avoiding demons or the tactics of demons. It's exactly every single one of these things. He's deceived in saying that they're in charge. They're not in charge. The Lord is in charge. God is in charge, not these things.
Gifting.
With the giving the little bits of info, just little bits and pieces, just enough to lure you in. Did the Lord really say that? Mm-hmm. The voices in his head, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if anybody has the new Bigfoot Gifters book, this book here, can you? I can't think of the title chapter name, but it has to do with what he's talking about: knowledge being shared, or trading knowledge with a demon, something like that. I just can't think of what it is right now. But that's one of the chapters, and he just talked about how they'll drop bits and pieces of knowledge. but that's just to keep you coming. That's just
You're
to,
going to pay a price.
yeah. And when you're exchanging, you're trading,
Mhm.
and they don't want money. They don't want just the flesh and bone. They want the soul. That's the main goal.
Mhm.
So if they're trading with a demon, if they're talking with a demon, that demon hasn't specified what it truly wants. If it's just leading you on, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. That's all it's doing.
Just like the little imaginary friends that will appear to children and be their friend, and be their friend, and be their friend, and be their friend until they're not. Until one day the child says, no, I don't want to do that, as they progressively get more aggressive, or the child says no about something, or refuses to do something, as it's trying to steer them down a wrong path. That's when the ugly starts coming out. Um, People used to say, you don't know somebody till you live with them. I say, you don't know somebody until you reject them. Reject a demon and see how they treat you. Reject a person and see the real quality of their character. And I don't mean that in a hateful way. I'm just saying that's when you see the truth. That's when the real ugly comes out. Are they still going to treat you with respect, even if you can't or won't do something for them? Or are they going to then attack?
And if they have a demon's appetite, they're going to want more and more and more.
More time, more energy.
And whenever you quit gifting and you quit appeasing them,
when you run out of energy,
when you run out of things, they still have you. And if you got that Bigfoot Gifters book and you've read what we talk about in there, you understand what we're saying.
God and the things of God leave you feeling more energized, lighter, stronger, more peaceful. They don't leave you feeling cold and drained, cold and tired. That's demonic.
They're feeding off that energy.
Predators.
And this guy doesn't understand it. He hasn't read this book. He hasn't read the Bigfoot Gifters book.
But he knows, because he said he's heard all the stories. Of course, I've heard all the stories.
Yeah, but all these other channels don't have this book. So he's listening to other channels who don't have this information. He's like so many out there, they're trying to figure it out on their own instead of picking the book up and going through it and then understanding what's going on in real time, as our last guest had said.
Yeah.
Let's get to a couple comments.
Cube says page 22 and 23 in the Gifters book.
Do you remember what the title was on that Cubinator? So last thing we talked about was everybody get you a cup of coffee and something, and
yeah.
And
Jamie said he's got some kind of roast.
A tub of French roast.
French roast. Yeah, we like the dark coffee too.
Yeah, all right. And we'll get to the next section in just a second. We're gonna catch
Shadow
up.
Tracker J says page 30, asking a demon for knowledge.
Where are we at? Hold on.
And it was one of the original
Shadow
things that happened when. This is why we have abortion and tools of war and all the different things that we have, because the people traded that knowledge for mating, having children with these fallen angels.
And the soul, giving their soul away. Shadow Tracker J says the eyes are the windows to the soul.
Mm-hmm.
And Jody says pointer sticks ready. All right. Cubinator says cold, tired and cold. That's the energy predator.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
War Chief is with us. His
Not
internet's
Stars.
gone out.
Not Stars says sneaky people feed you little bits of information. The devil works in the dark. Are you getting this too?
Exactly. I'm getting some of them, but not all of them.
Okay. And War Chief is here. He says, Holly told my internet is still down, but I made it on my phone. Good job. And that's what we say with the Warriors. We'll go around it, under it, over. We'll find a way. Now it starts just clapping. Everybody saying hello to War Chief. Blessings, War Chief. He says the internet's been down 2.5 days. Wow. All right. Shadow Tracker J says, page 30, asking a demon for knowledge. Thank you so much. And that's what he was talking about. He called it knowledge drop, but that's what we're talking about in the book, page 30, asking a demon for knowledge. They will trade with you because they want your soul.
Don't ask anything but God for knowledge.
Yeah.
Don't open your mind up to anything but the Creator.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else is going to lead you astray.
And if you've got people like this saying you've got to open yourself up, and they've already opened themselves up, that means they have a demon connected with them.
You've made your mind the Ouija board.
Yeah. And so now that demon who has control of the mind also and is in there also can control that mouth.
So
it's going to feed lies. It's going to feed lies to another, so he can coax another one, coax another one, coax another one. It's using this vessel as a conduit for itself, so they can travel with this guy, can be on the phone with this guy,
even if he doesn't realize it, and most likely he doesn't realize it.
Mm-hmm. Well, he even said he didn't. Some of the thoughts in his head, he don't even know if they're his own thoughts. Mm-hmm.
And he thinks, and you'll see in the next videos that we watch, he thinks he's helping people. He's doing this to help people. But he's being deceived and deceiving others with the knowledge that he thinks he has, with the partial knowledge that he has.
Truth Walker's clapping. She's here. Oh, she's waving. I'm sorry. And Cuban there saying also on pages 30 and 31. What was the?
And he says,
asking a demon for knowledge. Sorry.
And he says, right and good intentions are part of a mating ritual. Yes, that's in the book, in the Bigfoot Gifters book. Thank you, Q.
Good. Thank you. Right and good intentions. That's right. Good job. Ward Chief is saying
most of those lost in the national and state forests are never reported. Exactly.
They're gone. Truth Walker saying hello to Night Stars.
And Mariella's here.
Mariela Bustos. Hola, ¿cómo está? Mariella's saying hello to everybody. Shadows. Okay. And Jody is saying good evening, Ward Chief. Tracker C, Truth Walker, and Mariella. And Truth Walker is saying hello to Jody. Okay, so now we're going to turn the screen around and we're going to do the Watcher Wednesday. We already know that this guy's had mind speak. He continues to mind speak. He openly wants mind speak, and he wants everyone else to open their minds to mind speak.
Thinking he's doing a good job.
Yeah, and he also doesn't know if these thoughts are his own. And now, what kind of upset us, well, not upset us, but caught our attention, was that he is starting to branch out and take emails from people who don't have the information. This guy doesn't have the correct information. He's sharing the wrong information, which is going to get people harmed. And I only listened to like a little bit of it, and I said, he's going to get this person hurt. And I think it may be the first or second person, but I haven't finished it because I couldn't watch the rest of it. But
desperate, lonely, isolated people. Exactly the favorite target.
That's in the Bigfoot Gifters.
The favorite the favorite target of every predator.
Yeah, they want that isolation
and otherwise, human, demonic, predator, Bigfoot, and hybrids. That's the easiest prey.
It is. Okay, we're going to turn this around and we're going to
go ahead and turn the lights off.
Yeah, we'll kill the. Turn the lights off. Let me turn this around. Give us a second here. And I'm going to push this back. Gonna need some more room.
So when you hear people saying, we're getting, we're receiving,
Oh yeah.
we got a download, this is no different than a psychic. It's the same kind of deception. When they're telling you to seek out anything but God, let that be your compass. If it's not, this isn't the channel for you. But we hope that you stay and learn and listen and are receptive to the information.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone, any person, anything, any thought that points you away from God and not towards God, towards the Creator, towards Yah, towards Yeshua, towards Jesus, is not your friend. Uh-oh. Is it still going?
Yeah. It's not your
it's
friend.
not your friend. You either walk the way Jesus led, Yeshua led, or you're walking the other way. And even he said he was pointing to his Father. He gave us the perfect example, and that's what we're supposed to be doing. So anybody else that's pointing to anyone else, if you try to make any man, any beast, any spirit other than God, your anchor, your compass, your north, you're going the wrong way, and you're going to get trapped.
We don't want that for anybody. Okay, let's listen to this guy for a little bit. We'll stop, and we gotta pay attention to this. Okay, here we go.
Hello, YouTube. This is Chuck. It's Saturday, January 25th, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And as you can tell, I'm out here in the van/recording studio. And I'm going to bring you a Bigfoot video. And this is one I've been talking about for the last 2 or 3 van videos. And also in my community page, I've mentioned it. And this one's going to be some stories. I got 4 stories for you. One's an update out of Minnesota. And I got another story out of Arizona and 2 out of Florida. And some of them involve reading emails. And so I have a laptop out here. So part of the time I'll be reading. And so I won't be looking at the camera. But the first one is an update about a lady I called Mary. And my last Bigfoot stuff video, I read an email from Mary, and Mary's husband died rather unexpectedly, and they were fans of the channel, and they watched my video.
I was just saying, a widow.
We're
supposed to be looking out for the widows, not leading them into trouble.
Yep.
Videos, and anyway, it was quite a shock, of course, when that happened, and I had. She asked me, she told me about it, and I felt at the time, I felt it was odd that she would reach out to some guy on YouTube, but I was able to actually help her make connections with a Sasquatch family that lived there.
So he said he was able to help her make connections
near her property
with these predators.
And an elder named Yarrow and a young female named Grace. And Grace was going to help her get through the trauma of losing her husband. So anyway,
in the book, we talk about open thresholds, and one of the biggest open thresholds, the demons don't fight fair. One of the biggest open thresholds is trauma and grief. And so here's a person with grief. She's lonely. She's scared. She doesn't know what to do. And he's directing her towards demons instead of telling her to take it to God, instead of praying with her to God, he's encouraging her to pray to these things, because that's what they're doing. When they're asking for mind speak with these things, they're praying to these things.
A young female named Grace, and Grace was going to help her get through the trauma of losing her husband.
Now, how does he know that this Bigfoot through someone who doesn't know anything about Bigfoots, who's I'm not even sure how they got the name of these two things.
It's downloaded to them, and then
It's-
you'll hear.
Is saying that Grace is going to help her through this. He knows nothing about this predator that she's talking about. She doesn't know this predator.
I listened further into this than because he was like, I can't even. And but
I
I
had to
listened a
leave.
little further, and you'll hear that Yarrow, just like the demons float around and they're listening to every conversation. These things are doing the same thing. So this Yarrow name has a connection, and the Grace is just insulting.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I've got a follow-up, some follow-up emails from Mary. And once again, that's not her real name. And I'd like to read those to you. And once again, I can read better without my glasses. So let me take my glasses off. That probably helps with the glare anyway. So let me read this to you. And this one, this was actually, I got this on the 11th, and that was after I sent out that last video. So Chuck, you were of tremendous assistance. Thank you so much for helping me get properly connected and with all the healings in your gentle, kind words. I know they are helping because every time I wake up, my heart feels a little lighter than the day before. And the fact that I can actually sleep is wonderful too. I am sure they are helping with that as well. I wake.
So she's been. So systems down from lack of sleep is another demonic tactic.
And a part of trauma.
She's not getting enough rest. And so now she thinks that these things are healing her. She's going to these things for healing instead of to God. We go to God for healing, or, you know, nutrition and things like that, but we don't go to any other spirit for healing. If a predator is drowning you, if I were to be drowning you and holding you down, and you're about to drown, and then I suddenly let go and you come up, it's not because I'm saving your life. I just eased up on killing you for a minute. Do you understand?
It's like if you're having nightmares or something, the demon will back off if they think that you're going to God, but they know that you're not someone acceptable to God. They'll still intervene and back off of you from those migraines, from those whatever they're causing, anxiety, tremors, and things like that. They will back off so that you continue to pray to them. He's trying to get, he's saying that these things are going to heal her, and he's enticing her to continue
To become dependent.
to, yeah, but to continue the contact, continue trying to make a connection with these things. And these are predators who use, and demons are with them, and they use mind speak, and the demons will speak directly to the mind.
And he's got absolutely no skin in this game. He's
No.
sitting across the country somewhere. This is a little old woman that's by herself somewhere struggling.
Nothing to lose.
He's got nothing to lose. If he never hears from her again, I guess she's okay.
Yeah, and if he never does, he won't go check on her either. He's not going to be the blame. He's not going to be the blame at all.
Up early and stay in bed for a while waiting for messages. Interesting thoughts pop in and out. My mind is still busy, too busy for the most part, but I do have useful impulses now and then that I choose to trust. Last night, I had a strong urge to go for a walk.
Good Lord.
Last night, he had a strong, now last night, not during the day, and we did a Watch It Wednesday the other day about a woman getting mind speak that said, "Come outside, I'm hungry." But this one just told him, "Go for a walk." And you'll see people like that who get that mind speak. They'll be at a campsite and all of a sudden, "Hey, let's go into the forest." Well, I'm going to go for a little walk in the forest. But that person doesn't know that that's not their thought. They're too open. They don't understand it, but they'll go with it. And next thing you know, they're in the forest alone at night.
And God tells you you should be tucked in safely in your home at night.
Yeah, threshold secure.
A spirit of God would not tell you get up and go wander out there in the dark. There's, besides these predators, there's other predators out there.
This is now and then I choose to trust. Last night I had a strong urge to go for a walk past 11 p.m. This is Minnesota in the wintertime. It's cold up there.
Past 11 p.m.
Isn't that sweet?
A strong urge to go out into the dark in the cold. So how many times have we heard people dying of exposure? But that's also when they get people when they drink their blood from them but leave the body. And they call it, they died of exposure because they can't see a reason as to why this person died. But if they check for blood, they're going to find blood loss. So this guy's,
if they find him at all.
If they find him at all, yeah. So this guy's encouraging them, these people, to mind speak, trust these demons. And these people were opening themselves up, which is you're opening your threshold, which God does not want you to open yourself up to a demon. That's why you see these movies like Exorcist and things like that.
And nothing about that bothers him or concerns him. He doesn't think twice about that.
It's no big deal for him. He's looking like he's just reading an email and that's it. That's all it is to him. If that was...
And look, this is a guy who was a firefighter, so he's been in all kinds of emergency situations caused by different things.
Yeah, but I don't think
it's just more remarkable to him that, oh, in Minnesota, in the cold, almost like it's a cool thing.
I don't think he's a child of God.
Intended.
Well, he's not a child of God because he's speaking with demons. And there's a fine line that you don't cross. Either you're with God or you're not. So this guy, this is no skin off his back. He's reading these emails just like it is. It's just an email to him. These people are about to step into some serious trouble, some serious problems. And this guy's, hey, I got an email. I got an email.
Yeah, he loves it.
This is now and then that I choose to trust. Last night I had a strong urge to go for a walk past 11 p.m. This is Minnesota in the wintertime. It's cold up there. Towards a small lake nearby. I walked towards the reeds and stood there praying and thanking them for all the work they have been doing.
She literally said praying. She's thanking them, praying to them.
She's praying to demons. And he said reeds. That's water.
Yeah, that lake. Yep.
That's a hunting spot. That's an ambush spot for these predators. They know the deer coming. They know the hogs or the wildlife is coming. They know to set up blinds around every fishing, camping, pond, lake, swimming area. You're going to find those blinds there. These predators are already waiting for her, and they coaxed her to come outside past 11 o'clock on a cold night.
And she's getting a lot of these thoughts because she says every now and then there's one that she trusts. So how many is she getting? If she trusts that,
if she trusts him,
what ones is she not trusting?
And he's telling her, go do it. Do whatever they say. And in that early video that we played, he said they're in charge. So he's saying, do whatever they say. You work on their time. So if they're saying go out and give yourself to them, you do it. Remember, this guy has no skin off his back. It's just an email to him, and it's just for his channel.
I walked towards the reeds and stood there praying and thanking them for all the work they have been doing. I heard a sound coming from the edge of the frozen lake that usually happens when you jump on the ice. It sounds like a big water bubble coming up. I asked in my mind, is that you? And I heard a yes.
And I heard a yes. She's open. She's doing exactly what this guy is telling her to do. Her threshold is open. Demons are already coming inside. And she's talking to it. Is that you? And it says yes. So these demons already have her. They're already connected, and he has not once. And I didn't watch all this, so, but I doubt he's going to say you need to pray to break that connection.
No.
You need to turn away from these demons and these creatures. They will eat you whenever the opportunity arises.
And if they were her friend, let's say they were really her friend, what earthly reason would they have for getting this old woman to come out in the cold next to a lake to be exposed like that? How is that these highly spiritual beings that have her greater good and are trying to heal her? How does that compute?
That's sure not healing her. That's putting her life in jeopardy.
Sounds like a big water bubble coming up. I asked in my mind, is that you? And I heard a yes. I believe it was Yarrow and Grace and others related to them. It felt like they were trying to get my attention. There most likely were some others too, because they felt young. I did not ask about how many and what ages. At some point, I slipped back into my mind and got very startled when I felt that someone walked right past me in the darkness to my right.
She got startled.
Surrounded her.
She got startled again. She knows she's surrounded and said something. Well, she said somebody, like a person, somebody. She didn't say something.
And she knows that there were several around. She senses there's several around.
Yeah.
She didn't ask how many.
And she's standing in an ambush spot by the lake.
And she says, I slipped back into my mind. So she knows she was in a trance.
Yep.
Going out there. That is demonic.
And when she slipped back into her mind, that's when she got scared.
Mm-hmm. When they're right up on her.
Before, she was praying and thanking them. She wasn't in her right mind then. But when she realized she was surrounded and felt something go past her, she slipped back into her mind and realized there's something here. I'm surrounded.
At some point, I slipped back into my mind and got very startled when I felt that someone walked right past me in the darkness to my right. I felt it and heard the sound, and because I didn't expect it, I got very startled and had a loud shriek. That probably startled them in return. Then I imagined my dear husband laughing at me because I startled the same way every time he walked into the kitchen unexpectedly. If I listened to a YouTube video or in deep thought,
okay, so
everything's.
So these demons have been around, knowing that she's a jumpy person, and her husband was probably one of them jerks that thinks it's funny to sneak up on people and scare people too. You know, you may have been good in other ways, but it's not nice, and it's bad on people's hearts. It's bad on their systems. It's just those kind of pranks aren't funny. And so they know that this is a pattern and that she's jumpy and they're doing the same thing.
And they know they can feed off that energy because she exerts energy when people panic.
There goes that adrenaline. Yeah.
And like he said in the previous video, he said, sometimes they just make me tired and cold. So they were feeding on him before. So now it's no big deal because this happened to him. He's like, oh, it's no big deal. But it is.
In the kitchen unexpectedly. If I listen to a YouTube video or in deep thought, everything seems unexpected. He even had a little game where he would try to stomp his feet loudly from afar so that I would notice. That didn't always work either. I apologize to them for my reaction and being so dense. I'm not sure how to remedy this issue.
So she's got poor self-esteem. She's been low-key abused. As far as that goes, them little small traumas daily, you know, it's just like people saying, well, can't you take a joke? but they're actually being insulting. Her husband may not have been the greatest guy either.
She's apologizing to these demons
for getting startled at them startling her. She's worried about offending.
Everything seems unexpected. He even had a little game where he would try to stomp his feet loudly from afar so that I would notice. That didn't always work either. I apologize to them for my reaction and being so dense. I'm not sure how to remedy this.
I hate that she says being so dense.
Yeah. And actually, maybe her husband, as far as maybe he was stomping from afar to make sure she knew he was coming because she's so jumpy. And if that's the case, then my apologies to the husband, but we'll see.
But her saying that herself being so dense, that's a low self-esteem.
Yeah.
And this guy got him, he got an email, he got a reason for to make this YouTube video.
He's feeling important.
Feeling special, feeling as like a teacher that has information. But he's teaching them how to go to the demon to give the demon authority over them. That's all he's doing.
Far, so that I would notice. That didn't always work either. I apologize to them for my reaction and being so dense. I'm not sure how to remedy this issue. At some point, standing there by the frozen lake, I remembered how my husband and I spotted beautiful emerald green leopard frogs. It looked like they were cloaking, and they were so hard to find. Sometimes we found them sitting around in the grass, and sometimes they were not there. I remembered I was so happy that we saw them because they were so beautiful. And I said to the frogs out loud, "Bless you, beautiful things," or to the spirits of these beautiful frogs, may they be blessed, happy, and healthy. At the moment I did, the two of them turned around right toward me from a concerned and ready to jump away position. It felt like they heard me and appreciated it. So last night I asked them if it was them, and I think I got a yes.
She's confused in her own thought. She doesn't know. She thinks she got a yes. She doesn't know what they're saying or what she's saying. It sounds like just the sweetest lady.
There's a lot going on with her.
Yeah.
Especially if she's going to go
had some issues
and turn to a guy like this.
Yeah.
Who's telling her to go hunt these, or to basically
submit,
give yourself to these demons, to these predators.
Open up to them.
A demon is always a demon, and a predator is always a predator. There's no, if they have that predator DNA.
And boy, they can spot, which they've probably been following her a long time. One reason she is so jumpy.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like an anxious person.
Yeah.
It felt like they heard me and appreciated it. So last night I asked them if it was them, and I think I got a yes. It feels like it was some of the children in that group.
And they're humanizing these things.
Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid, little old me.
And whenever, like, these people put names on a predator, they're taking away the predator realization.
Mm-hmm.
They're making it more human, which it's not.
Will never
it's
be.
It's not a people, and it never will be. It's a predator that's mimicking all these human emotions, human gestures to get closer to their prey, to not startle their prey so they could just walk up to them and grab them and take them off.
After a few minutes of standing there, I felt lightness in my heart again. And I heard my mind say something to the effect, "It's time for you to go now." I thanked it.
Now that
was
hopefully was the Holy Spirit's, you know, but who knows? It could also be a predator just trying to gain trust, ease her out a little.
And that could be the one that may have picked her as their friend. And that's a code word. If you've got the new Bigfoot Gifters book, that means that person belongs to me. And if these other ones are getting anxious or might want to take her, and he's saying that's mine, he may say, "It's time for you to go back in. I'm not going to hold off these
Just like
predators off.
the bully in the prison yard. You
Yeah,
know, you'll be my little bee.
yeah.
Again, turned around and left. I am very happy about this good start and all the confirmations. Interestingly, yarrow was my husband's favorite herb.
There you go.
There's the connection. Use that name, and I don't even know if that was a name given or if she gave these creatures names.
I think he helped her I think he helped her identify the name Yarrow and Grace.
Wow. From a phone call. Now he's a telephone psychic.
He even transplanted one plant from the garden to have it inside over the winter last year because it is so amazing as a first remedy to stop bleeding. He liked to be ready for all eventualities. I was wondering if the name was chosen a long time ago or if they chose different names to offer to different people. It is a beautiful name. I don't know if it is rude or silly to ask that question. He probably had it for a while. It might have been a coincidence.
Lots of probablys, lots of maybes.
Lots of worrying about offending him.
And if she had a good connection, she would know these answers. She wouldn't say probably, maybe, it could be. And this guy he'll say the same thing. Probably, maybe.
It's most likely, or something they noticed about my husband and liked about him. Thank you so much again for your time and kindness. I will give you a call when I'm more suited to chatting. Do you know what I should do to limit the startling?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Break that connection.
Get away
Do
from
the
these
mind protection
creatures.
technique. Leave this guy alone.
Find God. God will help you with all that.
Well, the answer to that is I'm not sure. Some people are just a little bit jumpy.
Oh,
He kind of laughed at it. He's like, well, and he also said,
no
well,
biggie.
I don't know.
Some people are just a little jumpy. No reason.
And that's the person they're asking for help. And they just asked him for help on what he should do. He's like, I don't know.
And laughed.
I don't know. I'm going to laugh about it, but I don't know. That's the person they turn to for help. That's why we said be careful of these people.
Who you ask for help.
Who you ask for help from. Because this guy's got your email now. He's on TV or YouTube. He's acting like he knows what he's talking about. But then whenever they ask a legitimate question of help, he laughs and says, I don't know. People are just jumpy.
In other words, and also it'll be her fault if she gets scared or jittery or her body's telling her something's not good.
She's just an email for his channel. Kind of like all those other channels we see.
Well, the answer to that is I'm not sure. Some people are just a little bit jumpy that way. And,
it's her fault.
It's her fault.
So then I put out that video where I talked about her, and I got another email back from her. It says, Chuck, thank you for sharing our story. And you can share our names too. Interestingly enough, and she went on, you are not just a guy from YouTube. You are an amazing connection between cultures, between densities, dimensions, and continents.
You're a conduit.
He's a connection, all right.
You're a vessel. You're an agent of darkness.
He will take you right to the demons and say, talk to this one. This one's yours. You can have this one too.
And then chuckle.
And then go get another one.
And pat himself on the back for a job well done.
And the demons will pat him on the back. They're saying, good job,
Chuck.
You
have already helped so many people in many ways, more than you know. Talk to you soon. Take care.
And she's so desperate for kindness.
Yeah. He hasn't helped anybody.
His wife is tucked safely in the house.
Yep. But most wives don't go out with people like this. Now, when they take them right into and saying, these things won't hurt you. Come on, let's go into the den. Let's go see what they're eating.
She did call me, and in the conversation, she decided it probably was better not to use her real name. And so we're still going to call her Mary. We're not going to deviate from that. But she's apparently doing well, and I just recently got Now, she sent me a picture of one of the leopard frogs. And she mentioned I've been doing the band stuff videos. And she said, "Hi, Chuck. It was a great idea to do some band stuff for now. If you have anything they're trying to tell me, please give me a call. Thank you for being there for all of us."
So
If you
now
have any,
he's her psychic.
yeah, if you have anything that they're trying to tell me, so this guy has demons that connect with other demons.
Mhm.
Just like you'd find a psychic or a palm reader, whatever. The only way they have information is demons are talking to demons and feeding that person information. That's why they will know your grandmother, your great great grandmother, take that form or answer questions that no one else knows. It's because demons are talking to demons.
Yep. Family secrets, mistakes you've made. That,
Yeah.
Grace has been amazing. And she
says Grace has been amazing. How come Grace, if she is, that's a church thing. I mean, that's
Grace, yeah.
that's a song, Amazing Grace.
Oh, good catch.
So,
That's a little earlier. I was saying the name Grace was insulting in this context, but
yeah,
that was a great, wow,
yeah,
another little slap in the face.
sure is. And if
A
Grace
taunt.
was like that, why isn't Grace telling her? Why would Grace talk to this guy who has?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. If you got any more messages, so now she's dependent on them. She's dependent on this guy. She's dependent on everybody but God.
yeah. She is depending on demons now.
thank you for being there for all of us. Grace has been amazing. And she goes on to say, she says, "I'm requesting a time reset to change what happened. I think they are shaking their heads at me. If it were that simple, but I do believe in miracles. Have a great."
What is that about? A time reset to change what happened?
And he's
I wonder if that means
laughing
her
about it.
husband, or is that a private conversation they had? Because he did a lot of skipping through there.
And he was laughing about it.
Huh.
He laughed at her being startled. He laughed at her anxiety.
Maybe she, oh good Lord, what if she's making wishes for her husband to come back to
Or
do a
starting
time
a,
reset?
or starting a gift. Yeah, that too.
That to change what happened. I think they are shaking their heads at me. If it were that simple.
She said, "I think they're shaking their heads at me."
So now she thinks they can control time. Goodness.
And she has no idea what these predators are, because she's even saying, "I think they're doing this. I think they're doing that. Maybe they're doing this. Could this? Would you give me their answers if they talk to you?"
This is like a woman who just would go to a tarot card reader. This is no different
Yeah.
than somebody going to a psychic, a tarot card reader, a palm reader, or, whatever, I Ching, whatever.
And a lonely person.
A lonely, desperate, wide open threshold person.
But I do believe in miracles. Have a great evening. So Mary is doing very well under the circumstances, and
is she? And he had to see how he had to close, do that long blink.
Yeah.
Other than that, he barely blinks, unless he's telling a lie.
Yeah, you can tell when he's lying. His eyes will go up.
Yeah, got that one right eye rolls up.
And whenever he's just reading emails, it's no problem really.
No.
But
no,
when he talks about what he thinks he knows.
Yeah. Or yeah, when the demon's talking.
Yeah. Then it gets like that.
Great evening. So Mary is doing very well under the circumstances, and I wish her the best.
Did he blink right there?
That was a long holding his eyes down.
When he said she's doing good, I think he blinked. I think his eyes went. Let me see.
So Mary is doing very well under the circumstance.
Yep. When he says Mary is doing very well, right there when he says very well, because he knows that's a lie. His body says, this is a lie. I'm going to blink on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happened. I think they are shaking their heads at me. if it were that simple, but I do believe in miracles. Have a great evening. So Mary is doing very well under the circumstances, and
And he had
There
that
it is.
and I wish
hesitation.
her the best, and I'm sure she'll watch this. And but I just thought that was an interesting update, and I wanted to share it with you. Well, I got another one here.
Nothing
Interesting
about Mary
update.
stay inside at night.
That was
Mary.
an interesting update.
Interesting update. Yeah. Just
Talking with demons,
dissociated.
getting called out in the middle of the night, walking out by an ambush area, hearing voices in her head, and knowing that these things are around. That's not an interesting. That's a person in danger
And begging you for more connection.
and
Give me
begging him
more,
for
give me
help.
more.
And he says, "Well, I don't know." He's got this person in this is a life and death situation with this person. This ain't gonna be the only time.
Maybe he feeds off that himself.
Yeah, maybe too. But this won't be the only time she gets that thought that she doesn't know where it comes from to go outside at
She
nighttime.
decides to trust it. And each time will get a little easier and a little easier.
That's not an interesting thought, interesting email. That is
A dangerous email.
dangerous
a concerning email.
Concerning.
Thanks for sharing, Chuck.
Thanks for sharing.
Let me see if I can find it.
Less than
Let's
8
see what-
minutes in, I want to
Well,
crawl through the
before I
screen.
go to that one, let me tell you a local story. I have another lady who watches the channel, and she lives in the city of Apache Junction, Arizona. And Apache Junction is a smaller suburb on the far east side of the Phoenix metro area, and it butts right up against the Tonto National Forest and the Superstition Mountains. The Superstition Mountains, in case you don't know, that's a large and very impressive wilderness area full of very rugged canyons and cliffs and
Bigfoots.
and it has a long history of paranormal activity. And some of you may have heard the story about Jacob Waltz and the Lost Dutchman gold mine. Well, that happened in the Superstitions. Well, this lady had been following the channel for a while, and so she contacted me and wanted to know where she could come up here and where she'd have a good chance maybe of having an interaction with forest people.
They're not people.
They're not people. They're not forest people. They're not protectors of the forest. They're not masters of the universe. But he's telling them they've been here before us, which that's a lie. And he's telling them that these things are good. You just mind speak with them and everything will be so happy, and they could bake cakes together and go on long drives and walks and pick flowers together. These things will eat these people if they get a chance to. So now he's going to say, well, yeah, I know a great spot for you. And I haven't watched this, so he's going to say, well, go up to this certain place and camp out there, and I'm sure you'll have get exactly what you want. And whenever you're wanting to mind speak or get a connection, that's like a wish. Demons will answer that.
That's giving assent.
That's giving assent to these demons that wanting to be there with them. And they'll say, yeah, come on up.
It's an invitation. Might as well crack open that Ouija board.
Yep. They're going to be there. And they're going to be waiting on her. And he's going to say, well, because he's got demons. And his demon is saying, tell her to go here.
Yeah.
We'll make sure a couple are there, because if she wants to see our kind, our predators, tell her to go here. And demons are whispering in his ear saying, tell her to go here.
And he loves being the gatekeeper.
He sure does.
I told her, I said, the Superstition Mountains have a long history.
Oh, hold on.
And you notice this is all women with no No man in authority in the house, no spiritual leader in the house. This is all single, usually older women or widowed women.
I can hear that.
Huh?
I can hear that one. Yep. So he's gonna relay a message. He's not just gonna talk to her. He's relaying a message from a demon saying, go here.
Where she could come up here and where she'd have a good chance maybe of having an interaction with forest people. And I told her, I said, the Superstition Mountains have a long history of that, and they're right next door. And quite a few months ago, when our group was down there, we actually went to one of the trailheads at the Superstition boundary of the Superstition Mountain Wilderness, and we sat out one evening, and we actually had a little bit of activity, just enough to know that they were there. And so I suggested that she go out there and try that and see what happens.
How sweet of you.
Exactly what we said.
And you see how his eyes drip down again?
Yep.
When he's doing something wrong,
and how does he even
slow blink?
How does he even know he suggested it?
Yeah, right. Well, he can't tell the difference either. He doesn't even know which thoughts are his own.
He don't even know. So he don't even know if he suggested that, or the demon who's with him whispering in that ear.
Which demon?
Which demon is using that mouth of his to tell other people, you go there, we'll be there.
So she did, and she actually got a little bit of, nothing real definite, but enough to know that something was there and she could feel it. Well, she contacted me the other day, and she said, and she was sounded pretty excited. And anyway, she said that she'd, I believe she was home, and all of a sudden she had like what she called a stabbing pain in her head.
Oh, that sounds godly.
So
how many times when you're praying to the Lord, to the Creator, do you get a stabbing pain in your head?
And so this demon suggested where this other woman should go. This woman is wanting to know or wanting to either mind speak. So, and she's probably watched this video before of mind speaking and opening the threshold, opening their mind and making contact. And so when she went there, she did exactly what he was saying to do.
And they were waiting.
And they were waiting to make contact and get inside that open threshold. So they didn't want to scare her. They were waiting on her. And when she came in there with an open mind, she was probably saying, are you here? She probably brought even gifts for them. But those demons went home with her. She opened her mind, her open threshold. Thanks, Chuck. Again, thanks, Chuck. You did it again, Chuck. You got another one captured.
And all of a sudden she realized that she was getting mind speak. And anyway, she heard
his eyes go up there again.
Bad, yeah. Every time he talks about that part of the deception, when he's reading about him, he's super excited. His eyes
from a
barely blink.
37-year-old
when he starts talking about the deception.
And he basically checked in with her and let her know that he was there and that
he said she 34-year-old Seth is the spirit she connected with.
So there was a demon waiting on her.
There's a demon, Seth.
There's a demon, yeah, there's a demon, Seth. And this guy sent her to that spot where this demon is probably known to be, because the other demon said, tell her to go here. She went there with an open mind, an open threshold, and picked up Seth. Or Seth?
Seth.
So she picked it up, and you got to say it. And it came home with her because she let it inside her mind. And when people do mind speak, they let a demon inside their mind.
And Seth is a demon that's
Hold on a second. We had a power outage when we talked about the demons. So give us a second. We're reloading.
As soon as we started talking about Seth, all of our lights went out. Rebooting.
And we're having a reboot, so give us a second here. Everybody notice that talk about these demons, and this happened last time too, I think.
So,
Dr. Levitt, I've had my gallbladder.
So, Lord, we pray that you take charge over all the electronics and that you do not let anything come into this house or through this stream to anyone, that you will rebuke the enemy and that you will cast it away. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Let's see if it's in the right spot.
And all of a sudden she realized that she was getting mind speak. And anyway, she heard from a 37-year-old male who called himself Seth. And he basically checked in with her and let her know that he was there and that
he was there. He's home with her.
Checked in with her.
He went home with her.
Seth is an ancient demon, and also Set. They're all the same.
All the same. And
Egyptian.
he waited till he was home on the couch, sitting there in the living room with her, and then made his presence known.
Thanks for the ride, little lady.
Yeah.
And who came with Seth? You know, what legion came with him?
Because not just one goes. They, as many that can fit in there will go. And this guy is happy about this.
knew that she was trying to communicate with them.
They're good with the eyes, and he's
And that's the first
Yep.
real mind speak she got. And she's pretty excited about that. And that was a few days ago. And
she's excited.
She had a throbbing pain in her head, and she's excited about it.
Yeah.
Now she's got a demon talking to her, and she's excited about it.
Yeah, that's how deceived because of this fool.
And he's saying this is a good thing. This guy is deceiving many people out there.
he knew that she was trying to communicate with them. And that's the first real mind speak she got. And she's pretty excited about that. And that was a few days ago. And so I haven't heard anything more from her, but I'm pretty sure I will. So we'll chalk that one to another positive contact, because
He's going to chalk that up to a positive contact. He's going to say that's a great contact that you made contact with a demon. Now that you have contact with that demon, and it's going to stay with her. It may even give her knowledge, a knowledge bomb, as he says, or a knowledge drop, whatever it was. She's got demons now. And Chuck is happy about this. Chuck is happy to spread more demons and capture more souls for these demons. And these demons are used, not just using him, but using that channel to capture more people. But it's not strong people of God. It's people who are undecided or don't fully know God is real. These people are being set up by this guy, and this guy is happy about it. And he may even say, hey, I'm getting new viewers, which is more people that the demon can get to through him and through that channel. So he's happy, and he hasn't heard back from her. Last he heard, she had a throbbing headache, and she's talking to demons. That's the last thing he knows.
Mods, and thank you for removing the troll from the room. And remember that before you do that, you go click on their channel and hide them from the channel.
Let's catch up with oh, let me get back because the computer and everything went down. We'll go a little further till it loads back up. Do we have somebody in the room?
A troll named John Varnes that thinks we sound like a bunch of freaks who came in at the same time as we were talking about Seth.
Same time the demon was talked about and everything was shut down.
4 subscribers, no content.
Yeah, that's a big troll right there. That the mods got it.
Whose demons were speaking.
So give us a second.
Yeah, the mods got it quick.
Thank you, mods. Thank you for those sharpened battle axes and swords of the spirit. Thank you so much for getting that. We expect this. That's why we have great mods. So there are no surprises. And they don't last long here. And these people who come in with 4 subscribers, no subscribers,
Never heard from them before.
you know that they're here just to, as a demon.
We can still click on his name, go to his channel, push the 3 buttons, and hide him from the channel.
Yeah. So he never returns. And you know, that's just like a demon. That's exactly what a demon would come in and say to try to get the viewers, to try to get the people watching and learning to not think about God.
So he thinks it's okay for little old women to be taken advantage of by someone.
Yeah. And he thinks it's okay that demons enter into people's minds.
And that we're the freaks. The Lord rebuke you, John Varnes, if indeed that is your name.
I doubt it's
I do
name.
too. Pretty sure we know who that is.
And that's what happens when demons come in the room. They get ousted quick. We don't want them here. And thank you, mods, for taking care of that. Let's catch up on I'm gonna take the thing off if nobody has yet.
Taking what off?
It's
hidden from this. You can see it on that one, but don't take it off yet. Go in it because I'm still blocking it from other channels.
Okay. We'll catch up with the other ones first. Let's start off with
Cube was the one that got him.
Oh, good job, Cube. And this is only starting at a certain point. So it's not going all the way back. Elastic Machinery says, hey, Jody, former abuse victims will pick mates who are abusive and are target number 1 to demon gangs.
And hopefully she wasn't, but you know, it would be part of a pattern.
Yeah, it would be. She don't mind if they're abusive to her. She don't mind if that's
apologize for being abused.
And she did. She apologized for startling them or acting the way she did.
Or for responding with a startle.
For being scared.
Yeah.
It's like that
in a
abusive.
Situation where it's appropriate.
War Chief says those who initially give bad advice on the Bigfoot subject are equally as bad as a false prophet. They sure are. They sure are. And Jamie says truth. I'm trying to do 2 things here. Truth, War Chief. And
I'm almost done.
Jamie says all these delusional researchers, self-appointed experts, are creating future tragedies.
Yes.
They sure are. They sure are. And War Chief says, dang, he looks like someone grabbed him by the ears and wouldn't let go. he does. I was kind of wondering about it. And Deborah Mueller says, almost like familiar spirits. Sure.
Exactly. That's exactly what they are.
Sure is. Sure is. And Jamie said, there are hundreds of disappearances with no closure. How many are because of Bigfoot?
Yeah.
There sure are. And like we said that or not, and quite often, with that many hundreds of thousands of people, there should be bodies laying all over the parks, but yet they can't be found.
Mm-hmm. Where we at?
Says Demon's got a hold of his ears, War Chief. Yeah. Hot from above.
They really did.
And dances with frogs up here. It sure is.
Cube says, I'm disturbed by his facial expression, his eyes staring and no life in them.
Exactly.
He does have some concerning body language too.
He does.
Nightstar says, why he no blink? Is he a lizard? Yeah, his blinking is just not in the appropriate places, and it's just odd.
His eyes
really
are, yeah.
War Chief says she's being false prophesized. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's asking him, yeah, well, if you hear something, let me know.
Desperate. You shouldn't be taking your questions about the future and what's wrong in your, don't.
And what's the demon
take
saying?
those to God.
Yeah.
Cube says, it's odd, isn't it, Night Stars? Yes, it is. Jody says, I'm concerned this widow doesn't exist. Better trap for more actual widows. Oh, that's a possibility too.
Good job. Yeah.
Cube says, yes, War Chief, this man is a false prophet.
Yeah.
Nightstar says, the Grimace. Shadow Tracker J says, we're supposed to take care of widows and children. He's doing the exact opposite. I was thinking of that earlier. I was thinking of, and the prisoners too. And a prison really is anybody prisoner is anybody in bondage. And so I was thinking of that exact verse earlier. Good, Shadow Tracker. Cube says he's also a predator. Shadow Tracker J. Insidious is what he is.
Mm-hmm.
Nightstar says superstitions. Haha. War Chief is laughing. Shadow Tracker J says definitely a predator. Cube.
Yeah.
War Chief Tracker C says, please don't open up your mind to demons or false prophets.
No.
Deborah Mueller says, yes, women without a spiritual covering.
Yeah.
War Chief Tracker C says, is it just me or has anyone seen this man blink even once? Yeah, just in odd places, not when he's reading the emails, though.
And his eyes will roll back in his head when he lies.
Yeah. Jamie says, it's sad. Basically, she's abandoned. There's thousands that are abandoned at home. They're taking advantage. Sons, daughters visit, spend time, hours. They need you. You're so right, Jamie. People need to check on their grandparents more.
Yeah.
Cube says, see what happens. Poor woman listening to this drip.
Yeah, we know what's going to happen.
It's like it's a joke to him.
It
Cube
is.
says he has a few times, War Chief, but I noticed it too. He rarely blinks.
Mm-hmm.
JR says he's got the frog eyes.
He sure does.
Frog eyes. Elastic says this is such an important episode right here. Thank you. Yeah. War Chief is thumbs up. Trucker Lorna says hi, Elastic. Cube says Book of Revelations, frog eyes, JR. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Nightstar says hey to Deborah Mueller, who's in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Jody says he doesn't blink when reading the email, right?
Yeah.
Nightstar says agreed. Elastic Machinery.
I'm going to take this one off now.
Yeah, we can get rid of the troll. We'll delete that comment.
And ban the user.
Cube says, yes, staring eyes, rarely blinks, dead eyes. He is perfect channel for the demons, Jody. He's a
Mhm.
perfect channel. Yeah. Night Star says, isn't that an Egyptian god? Yes.
Yep. Good job, Night Stars.
And she says, wow. Elastic says, JR, you made me LOL so hard. Last react, walking a mile in her brother's sock sent me.
Lead Tracker E.
Says, as soon as we started talking about Seth, all our lights went out,
It
rebooting.
sure did.
Cube says, bye, John Barnes.
Yep. Out of here.
Little demon.
Quick, too. He was gone quick.
Night Star says, yeah, that was so funny, JR.
Oh, that guy, John, probably was going, what happened? I got one word
Shadow
in.
Tracker Jay says, good job, Cube.
He said, I got one word in and got kicked right out the door.
The
Right?
Lord Chief says, dang it, Cube, you beat me by half a second.
That's kind of like somebody just coming in, sitting down and saying, hey, and just getting kicked right out of the chair.
Bop.
Chair and all went out the window.
Cube says, far out, these trolls, battle axe swung hard. You were ready. Night
Yeah.
Star says, wow, amen.
Yeah.
And that was all about the same time.
Yeah.
Jody says, love and protection for you, Jerry and Ella. Thank you, Jody.
And he did. He came right at the same time when we were talking about that demon. And thank you, Jody.
Cube says, I know you were hunting him, War Chief. Night Star says, get him, Cube.
And then we came in and prayed. And then War Chief says,
yeah, my tomahawk is always ready.
everybody was swinging and kicking chairs, I tell you. And more amens for the prayers to
Cube
cover that.
says, all good, War Chief. You get more than I do.
Yeah.
War Chief is thumbs up. Jamie says he's sending her to possible death. He's delusional. He's just as guilty. If she's unalived, it's going to be his fault.
You're right.
Well,
Exactly.
he's not. I'm finding a hard time finding excuses for him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Cube says, agreed, Jamie. It is evil.
Sure is.
And he's deceived too. I mean, maybe his eyes can open. JR says, wasn't a multitude of frogs one of the plagues of Moses to Pharaoh for freeing Israelites from bondage? Yes. And yeah, we're back to Egypt again.
Sure are.
Cube says,
Sure
I think
are.
so, JR.
Sure are. And we put everything together, demons, frogs, Seth,
Egypt. Yeah.
Egypt.
Elastic Machinery says, this is horrible. This is a dangerous man. What he's not telling people is all the ways he's draining these women. Likely financially too, as a favor here and there. These people are like their demons. I don't know. I hope not that too, but
I was kind of wondering about that myself.
Putting him in danger. You know, we can't say as to that, but his advice is terrible. Did the TV just go out again?
No, we let it go too long.
Look what water weight does to you.
We're watching on the wrong channel. We should have got onto it on the Lead Tracker E1.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Deborah. We should have. We logged in to YouTube from the wrong channel. Deborah says he's not allowed in our clique. That's right.
Yeah, that's like somebody just like people just ran over there, grabbed his chair.
Yeah, never been in here before. He just couldn't help it. Couldn't contain himself. But thanks for revealing yourself, little troll.
Well, the rest of the trackers opened the window, and everybody calmly escorted him to the window and said, "You got to go."
Cube also got kicked out. He says system kicked him out. He's back, and that was right around that time.
Mm-hmm.
Jody says, "Clean strike, Cube. Welcome back." War Chief says, "Are you sure that it's you that's back, or a facsimile thereof?" Yeah, we have to be careful, don't we? Night Star says, "Welcome back, Cube."
Smiley face.
There's Karen Clayton.
Karen Clayton. All right. Good seeing you, Karen.
Howdy, y'all. A bit late today. Made it, Cube. How you doing, Sam?
How you doing, Sam? Everybody saying hello to Sam.
Glad you're here, Karen. Shadow Tracker. Everybody's glad you're here. Let's see. Tracker Jace is going to hit the sack. Me and Ma were watching on the TV eating snacks. It's so sad this lady was being taken advantage of. If she only had turned to the creator instead of some guy on YouTube leading her. You're so right, Tracker J.
Yeah,
have a good evening.
Her astray. Yes, have a good night, Tracker J.
Sleep well. Scott says, night, young tracker.
Say not to some and hello to some.
No dreams, that's right.
No dreams, that's right.
JR says, pray, P-R-A-Y, to a predator equals pray, P-R-E-Y, to a predator. Exactly.
Yep.
War Chief says he's thrown her into the lion's den. He sure has.
He sure has.
Scott
Look,
says, I was kicked out as well. My
that's
computer crashed. There you go.
multiple of us got here at the same
Wow.
time.
And there was no lightning or anything. There was nothing.
No.
Wow.
2 or 3 of us got kicked out.
Cube says it was a team effort. LOL. Bye, John Barnes. LOL.
Everybody was on that. Was good. Good night to Tracker J. Keeps us happy to see you back, Scott. And Karen says, thanks, Jerry and Ella. All right. So let's go a little further with this guy.
See what else he's going to get people
See who
into.
else, how many demons he can give to people. Oh my goodness, this guy.
Male who called himself Seth. And he basically checked in with her and let her know that he was there and that he knew that she was trying to communicate with them.
Look at that. Look at
Stutter.
those eyes, stuttered.
She got. She's pretty excited about that. And that was a few days ago, and so I haven't heard anything more from her, but I'm pretty sure I will. So we'll chalk that one to another positive contact, because what I done is I told her, like I tell everybody else, to watch my 100th Bigfoot stuff video. Do you want to make contact and do everything?
And do everything on there. I got 100 and something ways for you to contact the demon.
Gives him just enough information to put him in danger.
Oh
I told her, like I tell everybody else, to watch my 100th Bigfoot stuff video. Do you want to make contact and do everything it says to do? And it works.
I bet.
So now let me fast forward to another contact. And
now he hasn't heard from her since.
This lady we're going to call Serena. And well, sir.
Yeah, he hasn't heard from that woman ever again.
Been a few days, so we'll see. I don't know if we can stomach even watching him again.
And he even said that's a positive contact that you have a demon now.
Yeah, let me see if I can find her. Let's see if I can find her email. Her initial email. Okay, here's one. Maybe I can go back on that one.
You see that? You see that mark that goes
Oh, there it is.
odd on his ear? Can you pause it just 1 second? Okay, this is just a little fact I read years ago. You see the little odd mark that goes kind of sideways on his ear at the lobe?
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, I read that if you have one of those marks, that you have a greater potential for having a heart attack.
Oh, wow.
Just throwing that out there.
Big retailers don't want you to have this zoom lens, but
Give us a second here.
Okay, her first email to me was, hello, Mr. Jacobs. My name is Serena. I had a friend, a member of YouTube, get your email for me. I have been listening to you since I saw you on A Flash of Beauty. I was impressed by your interview then and listened to all of your Bigfoot videos on your own channel. I have developed a new fascination for this phenomenon, and I'm impressed by you as a person in general.
It's not a phenomenon. It's a fact that these creatures are here and they have demonic entities with them. It's a fact that these are demons and predators. A demon is a demon and a predator is a predator.
This is rare. However, not wanting
it's
to
not
take up
rare.
too much of your time, I am writing.
I think she's saying it's rare that she's impressed with him, impressed with someone as a human being.
Oh, the demon's been here. Look at the Bible. See how long demons been here.
A new fascination for this phenomenon, and I'm impressed by you as a person in general. This is rare. However, not wanting to take up too much of your time, I am writing because I would like to ask if you could tell me what is happening here through your friends, the Bigfoot. There's too much to enumerate here, but if you ask me any questions, I will respond right away. I just don't want to type much if it is not relevant, or if you're not able to help. Please advise. I'm at my wit's end.
Oh,
At her wit's end. So a vulnerable person that's having trouble,
anything he
she's
says.
reaching out for help.
Yeah. She needs advice, and he's wanting to give advice. He wants to feel important. He wants to feel special.
Be careful who you ask for help.
Be careful who you ask for help. Exactly.
So I responded back to her, and I felt a sense of urgency there. So I said, "Hi, Serena. Thanks for reaching out. I can try to help you."
Also, that sense of urgency is saying this woman is ready for mind speak.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
vulnerable. Her mind's open. And that's the demon in him saying, hey, contact this one right now. We can get this one. There's another open soul just waiting to be taken. Let's get this one. Hurry.
I felt a sense of urgency there. So I said, "Hi, Serena. Thanks for reaching out. I can try to help you, and I think that it would be better if we talk by phone. My cell number is blank, blank, blank. Like most people these days, it's best to text me first to make sure that I'm not driving or something. Best regards." Well, she answered me right back, and she said, "Chuck, thank you so much for your speedy reply. I do not have a cell phone to text, only a landline. I'm in Florida. Just tell me when it's best for you."
So this is a much
So once
older
again-
lady because they're the only ones that only have a landline.
Yeah, you're right.
I answered her right away. And this was on the 11th. I said, "It's kind of late back there, Serena, but if you want, you can call me right now." And so she did. And basically, she started describing a bunch of things that had been happening around her home. She lives in a rural area, and there's woods pretty close to her house. And so when she started explaining all this stuff that had been experiencing, like shadowy figures in the house and things being moved, well, it sounded to me like it was most of it apparently was seemed like stuff I'd heard before, and it seemed to be Sasquatch related. And it sounded like there was a bunch of little ones, young ones, and they were just kind of messing with her.
They're just playing. They're just playing with her.
Just
I mean,
mischievous.
just curious. Just maybe they're hungry. Maybe just feed them. And these are predators.
She's a little old woman alone, basically in the woods.
By herself, and he's going to give her advice to go and be a meal for them.
Sasquatch related. And it sounded like there was a bunch of little ones, young ones, and they were just kind of messing with her. And I told her that. And at the time, and she's skeptical.
He said it sounds like it, so that's what I told her.
Yeah. Just kind of messing with her.
He said, I don't know if it is or not. He don't know if it is or not. He's saying it kind of sounds like that, so they're just messing with you.
He doesn't know if it's prowlers, like human prowlers.
And he's trying to make it sound like they're little ones.
You cute little curious ones.
There's no big ones with these
Probably
little ones.
Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, these are just baby ones. They're harmless, but they could tear up a person themselves. They're more powerful than a person, especially an older woman like that.
And then get closer.
And they could get her. And he's probably going to tell her, go mind speak and feed them.
Oh, and I certainly understand that. And so so I said, well, do you have a back porch that faces the woods? And she said,
does anybody have a back porch that faces the woods? Does anybody have a front porch? Does anyone have a front porch that faces the road? This guy is a magician, a psychic, or something. I would say that's a good call. That she might have a back porch.
You must be psychic.
You must be psychic. Now I hope he goes one further and says, "Is your front porch facing the road? Is there a mailbox in your front driveway? Do you have a driveway in front of your house? Is there?" Of course, there's a.
Is there a
back porch?
Is there a telephone pole nearby?
Do you have an electric? Do you have electric wires outside in the front?
I sense energy flowing
coming to your house. Is there a water main out there in front somewhere buried? Kind of not shown. Of course, there's the. Everybody's got a back porch face in the woods. That's where.
Come on!
Come on, you psychic! Oh my goodness, do you have a back porch face? Of course, Chuck, you do.
Yeah. I says, can we go out there? And she said, well, it's kind of cold. And I said, well, we won't stay out there very long. Well,
Wait.
we walked out.
So he's telling another woman to go out there in the cold. And he says, we walked out there. He's sitting there in his van down by the river. And she's across the country.
With
Going out. Is it
predator
dark?
activity.
Did you make sure it's the witching hour, Chuck?
Yeah, is it nighttime, Chuck?
Let's go out there. Let's go out there in the dark. Me with
Let's.
nothing to lose and you
Nothing
by
to
yourself,
lose.
little old lady.
Well, he's got predators everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go out into the woods. Is that what you're saying, Chuck?
I just got to poke him one. That eye right there. That's the one that bothers me.
Right. Come on, Chuck. Quit doing this, Chuck. Quit spouting off things. You're sending people out to be meals. You're not sending them out there to help. You don't send people out in the darkness. You don't send people out to the tree line, especially if these predators are around.
Older women by themselves.
Oh, this guy. I'll tell you. Are we going to get through
A
this?
landline, so she has no, yeah, we are. Has no, because they can always come back and finish watching it later.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get through this. I'm going to throw something at the TV in a
I see what
second.
you mean.
And I don't want to break our TV.
So she's away from a phone. She's going to go outside.
A
'cause her
landline
phone's
phone.
inside.
She doesn't have a cell phone to take out there with her.
All
She's
right.
got to call for help.
All right. Good setup.
A good setup. She's away from the phone. You're going to take her out in the dark. You're going to take her into the woods. She's already complaining about activity at the house. What do you want her to do, Chuck? We know.
And that. And so she, so I said, well, I said, do you have a back porch that faces the woods? She said, yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
And I says, can we go out there?
No.
And she said, well, it's kind of cold. And I said, well, we won't stay out there very long. Well, so we walked out there and I took her right through the process and trying to coach her over the phone. And by golly, we had contact. We had contact with a female named Mary.
Marin,
Oh, sure.
you had contact.
With a female named Mary.
He's out there telling her, talk to them, call them,
Go out in the dark where you're cold.
wish
shivering.
for them, pray to them,
Yeah. Oh, you jerk.
give them an open threshold.
Goodness.
And this demon is telling him what to tell her. And she's doing it. So these demons are going to come running or flying.
Yeah, they're not constrained by
No.
space and time. They can go from him to her through the phone.
And they see that open threshold in this woman. And she's out there begging for contact. And these demons are going to contact. They will answer. They will. If you're going to open that threshold and invite a demon in, there is no way that demon's going to say, nope, I'm not going to do it. I don't like you, so I'm going to go this way. Don't bother me again. Don't call me. No, that demon is going to fly right in. There's going to be demons flowing in with that one. They're all coming in.
And we weren't sure exactly how old Marin was or anything like that.
Why not? You couldn't ask her?
Couldn't ask.
She could say Marin. She couldn't say 6.
She couldn't say 12.
666 years?
She couldn't say 9,000 years. This guy is either, oh my goodness, I just.
Keep going.
Okay. And this is why I walked out early. I couldn't get this far. I didn't get this far when we were trying to watch this. I just walked out the room. I was like, I can't watch this guy.
Had enough contact to confirm that she was there. And
he said he got enough confirmation that she was there. You just said you got a name. That's a little confirmation that something's there. And he made it sound like we got enough to know that something was there. You said you just got a name.
or anything like that, but we got enough contact to confirm that she was there.
Who's we?
And now Serena was
You and Legion?
Yeah, he talks. He's got demons with him. That's a we.
having trouble trying to figure out whether she was feeling anything or not, but I actually got a tingle here in Arizona.
Oh, imagine that.
He's
It
the
gives you a
psychic
tingle every
hotline.
time one of those demons attaches to someone else, doesn't it?
It couldn't be the demon at your place tingling with you. Oh my goodness.
And so I'm pretty sure it was all legitimate. So we just
You what?
Pretty sure.
You're pretty sure.
Pretty sure.
You're pretty sure. How do you say?
We're glad you're giving advice to vulnerable old women on a pretty sure.
And how do you say I'm pretty sure it was legitimate? That's an oxymoron. I'm pretty sure. I think it's right. What? No. Can't say you can't say those two things together.
but I actually got a tingle here in Arizona. And so I'm pretty sure it was all legitimate. So we didn't stay out there very long. And we got her back inside, and she was apprehensive, but I told her, this was for her first contact. This was absolutely amazing.
She was apprehensive. She was scared. Her body was telling her this is frightening. Her spirit body was telling her this was frightening, apprehensive. This is not good. And he's like, no, you're okay. It's
Apprehensive.
Okay. This is good. This is good. This is a good thing.
This is a positive thing. This is a good thing. No.
Settle down, Serena. You're
Calm down.
Okay.
Calm down.
They're doing you a favor. You're blessed.
Those demons are there to help. No, they're not. Those demons are there to take over. Once you give them authority, they're going to take over. You gave them that right. This guy helped them get to her by going out and letting his demon speak through that phone to call another demon and say, dinner's ready.
We can have it all at once, or we can feed off it slowly and drain it of energy and life through the years.
He's saying, come on in. Water's fine. This one's ready. I got another one. I
mean, she only got mind speak, but she got a name. She knows they're there. She knows they're real. And
he said they. Multiple.
Absolutely amazing. I mean,
it's not amazing to contact and talk with a demon.
She only got mind speak, but she got a name. She knows they're there. She knows they're real. And that most of the stuff that she'd been telling me was them trying to get her attention to let her know that they were there.
So she was already scared of the activity that was happening, and now he's, had her pull out the Ouija board in essence and make contact and give permission.
Said scared to get contact. And he said, well, let me show you how to do that.
Yeah.
Let me open you up.
First contact, this was absolutely amazing. I mean, she only got mind speak, but she got a name. She knows they're there. She knows they're real. And that most of the stuff that she'd been telling me was them trying to get her attention, or know that they were there. Well, one of the things that Serena has is,
but he never says what the activity was, how they were scaring her, what they were doing.
And he's always saying that to let them know that they are there. Yeah, they are there. They're always there. And you're telling them to open up and let them come inside.
It's like welcome them.
It's like having there is predators outside, but you don't open your door and say, come on in. You don't go yell and bring the dinner barrel for them.
She has a lifelong problem with anxiety.
Oh, nice.
No.
Nice. So she's already got
her energy
probably some trauma.
Her energy goes up and down. Comes
from. And then she's got a chemical imbalance. And then she's got a spiritual imbalance. Demonic issues already.
And this guy,
so she's already susceptible, vulnerable,
and he knows she's vulnerable.
and it prevents her from enjoying life, and it prevents her from being around crowds and this kind of thing. And she
Isolated.
says she's just frightened of everything.
Oh my God.
So you're saying go and talk to these demons and they'll help you. These demons will, if she has a demon already that's causing her the anxiety, then all they're going to do is say, back off a little bit so we can join in. We can feed too.
And she said it's life altering, and it's preventing her from living the life that she kind of that she'd like to live. And
so instead of encouraging her to talk to God and to make sure the chemical issues are, get blood work done, talk to God, get on proper minerals, do all the things physically and spiritually that she can do the proper way, he's going to have her go ahead and talk to demons and make it worse.
Yep. He's saying, let the demons help you. He's just captured another soul for him. He's just given another soul to a demon.
It's preventing her from living the life that she kind of that she'd like to live. And so what I told her I thought was going on is I thought that they were trying to let her know they were there because they were trying to help her. And once again,
just like an imaginary friend, the little demon.
He said they were trying to help her. They were waiting for that threshold to open up, and you help that.
God gives you a sense of peace.
He does not ever say, go to God and he'll work with you he'll help you with the anxiety. He'll help you with this. He'll help you with that. He's saying, go to the demon, go outside, talk to those woods, talk to that demon. That demon will come.
You're not telling her to get to the root of why she has anxiety. When did it start? What was the event that started all that?
What kind of chemical imbalance, if you have any?
So what I told her I thought was going on is I thought that they were trying to let her know they were.
And he says, yeah, he thought. He don't have any. He can't say this is exactly what is going on. Mm-hmm. He said, well, I think that this, and I thought, that's not someone you want to turn to for help. Someone who's going to say, well, I think and I thought.
Could be, maybe, possibly.
Maybe, could be. I think.
I got nothing to lose, so why don't you try this?
Yeah, let's try this. Let's open you up some more and let more demons in.
Right there, because they were trying to help her. And once again, I spoke out loud over the phone.
Once again,
said, if this is what's going on, is there anything you can do to help Serena deal with this anxiety?
He's going to help it attach.
Because Serena, she couldn't sleep at night. She was having terrifying nightmares, and just
wait. You got activity and terrifying nightmares.
Another person getting very little sleep.
These predators.
Attacked at night.
These predators are there. They're already there.
And he just sent more.
She wasn't fully open, and now he helped her to open up their threshold for these demons to come in.
Submit fully.
And now with those demons in, they may even back off and say, well, let's not attack her too many times about the...
so she'll start to trust us and she'll feel better.
And when she starts feeling better, we can have more energy and feed off of her. This guy, you think and thunk too many times.
And she was said she was at her wit's end about the whole thing.
That's why you called her. You and your demons called her.
They knew she was ready. They knew she was looking for answers. They knew she was looking for someone to help her. Instead of going to God, she picked up the email or wrote this guy. And this guy doesn't have answers. He's only saying connect to the demon.
And so anyway, next day I got this email from her, and she says, Chuck, Serena here. Hello. I thank you sincerely for allowing me to connect with you. As you could probably hear from my shaky voice, the state I've been in here for.
Poor thing.
And she even wrote shaky voice.
Yeah. From when they had their conversation, her voice was shaking.
Oh my
goodness. They were talking.
Oh my goodness. This guy, Demon, said, hey, we got one.
Chuck, Serena here. Hello. I thank you sincerely for allowing me to connect with you. As you could probably hear from my shaky voice, the state I've been in here for a long time. I had no explanation for all the things going on here almost daily until I began to listen to the Bigfoot testimonies just a couple of months ago, including your Flash of Beauty interview and all your Bigfoot videos on your channel. I have not listened to the one about 100 ways or something of connection though, but now I will.
She's already got a connection. Now she's going to open up to
More.
more and more and more. She's going to be full and flooded, and Demon's going to be in the house all over her place. I guarantee if you took a picture of her, you'd see orbs all over her. She'd be infested. She's about to be infested if she hasn't already allowed all these demons inside.
But this email is to share that while you were talking with me, when I was standing outside and telling me what to ask them, when you said to ask about the number of them out there, I had gotten the number 6 or 7 of.
Which was it?
Yeah, aren't they specific?
6 or 7 sound nothing alike. Why is there confusion? They can't count?
They can't count out there.
We're
6
or
or
7, I don't know.
We're about 17, 18, 20,000 maybe. Come on. How do you write 6 or 7? They don't know how many when you ask them?
About 6 or 7.
Come on.
It ain't like it's a crowd too hard to count.
Yeah.
Outside and telling me what.
Bigfoots can count that on one hand.
Some of them literally. Yeah.
To ask them. When you said to ask about the number of them out there, I had gotten the number 6 or 7 of their group before you finished asking me, and before I could ask out loud. I went back to re-listen to your latest video, and I heard you say that while reading an email that people often get the numbers before the question's even asked. Then I was blown away.
You didn't get the number.
I might have
you
heard
got
that
2 numbers.
when I first listened to that video, but I didn't have any impact on me until I went back and listened to it again after we spoke. And then it blew me away, as that was what I had experienced. And that caused me to have some doubt about the veracity of the number I got before you even finished asking me to ask them. I just had to share that bit, but hearing it confirmed that was my experience too. Well, I had heard the number 6 as well.
I'm sure you did. 6,
Oh,
6,
come
6.
on. He got a tingle.
And now all of a sudden, yeah, he heard it.
Now
Why
he's
didn't you
got,
mention that?
He didn't mention that before. He got a tingle, he said, but now he's saying, oh, yeah, I got numbers too. This reminds me of those tarot card readers who like.
Yeah, the code reading.
The code reading. So, but this guy's waiting until she says something or emails it and then says, oh, yeah, I got that too. The color blue. Yeah, I got that too. Come on.
And so I'm pretty sure that's an accurate number.
Pretty sure.
So you got the same.
She said 6 or 7.
But he said, but I got the number 6. So
yeah,
I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. It's not a fact. So he says, I'm pretty sure that's an accurate. Come on.
Number 7, we just don't claim him much.
Yeah, he's.
She said, this morning I feel very dizzy for some reason, and I don't want to move much. I will spend time to listening to your Flash of Beauty interview again and do some light research on this, taking it very easy. Bless you for the help that you give to people. Serene.
What?
No, Lord, don't
No.
that.
He's giving people demons.
Yeah. Well, then, of course, I left and was gone for a week, and I went over to the RTR and Quartzsite and did some band videos. And so back on Sunday the 19th, I got this from her. Said, Chuck, I have some interesting news. I know you're moving around, so connect with me when you have time, okay?
He looks like he's about to lie here in a second. So.
Did he do long blank?
His teeth, mouth.
I said, hi, Serena. I'm back home now. Give me a call this afternoon anytime. And so she called me and we had another talk. And she told me that her anxiety had improved greatly and that she was actually sleeping 4 to 5 hours at a time. And she hadn't been that rested in years.
We just talked about that. The demons will back off. And they're telling each other, back off. We got one. Let's stay here. The best way to stay in is to help her, not help her, but quit bothering her so much in that way.
So that she's fully in.
Yeah, so that she's fully in.
And she thought that.
And he's going to say, that's all my doing. But that's actually all the predator, all the demons doing.
Quit drowning her for a minute, and she'll think you saved her life.
Yep, let her up a little bit, slack off, back off of her a little bit, and she's gonna keep us. She's gonna welcome us.
Something that they were actually trying to help her, and she was convinced that they were trying to help her.
You told her they were. You made sure she thought they were.
And the demons just told the other one, back off. Don't make her so jittery. Back off. Let her sleep. Back off.
The big
so
demon
we can stay.
The big demon in the prison yard.
Yeah, the big demon in the prison yard told the rest of them, back off. This is mine. I want to keep it. So y'all can feed here too, but back off. So she gives us more leadway.
So anyway, when she talked to me, she was actually outside. And she has a landline phone, but she's got the little wireless unit that works in the house like we all used to have. And so afterwards, she sent me this. And she said, Chuck, I had to add this to our talk. I was outside when talking with you and beginning to shake a lot, like I was first time we spoke. I was shaking badly. I thought from the cold, but I realized it was nerves. Today, while speaking with you, I was feeling the shaking and it was about to get pretty bad. And it's not cold outside at all. But when we hung up, I felt it all just melt away, just suddenly melt away. I never have it leave like that. And it takes some time. But in just a few seconds, the shaking stopped and my gut calmed down and I felt quite normal. This was not me. It was them.
Yeah, literally. Her body was trying to tell her this is not a good contact to be making. And
it was shaking.
Yeah.
All these demons were there, and he seems to be one of the main demons. He seems to be one of the main demons because he was the one who helped call them to her. So when he talks, the other demons, his demon was saying, I helped y'all. Y'all back off of her. Y'all give her some relaxed time. Y'all quit feeding off of her right now. Y'all can feed off of her later, but right now, back off.
Leave like that. And it takes some time. But in just a few seconds, the shaking stopped and my gut calmed down and I felt quite normal. This was not me. It was them. I don't know what to say. I thank them again and again.
Thanking the demons. All these vulnerable people.
Instead of the Creator.
Instead of going to God. Instead of rebuking these demons away from her, out of her life, rebuking demons out of her life, she's thanking them, praising them.
She'll be gifting them soon.
Yeah.
Well, let me fast forward up here to the latest.
No telling what he's skipping.
Yeah.
A lot.
Sure is.
She said, Chuck, I'd like to speak when you have some time. Can you please call me when you can? You have my number. Yes. It's about the telepathy thing. It's quite mind-boggling.
Mind speak.
Anyway, I tried to call her, and she's apparently had a lot of problems with spam calls, so she didn't pick up. And so anyway, I ended back and told her to give me a call, and she did. And so anyway, she said. So we had another discussion, and she told me that
A lot
Marin
didn't
had,
want to say
she'd been in contact with Marin, and Marin told her that she was 36 years old. And
Mary couldn't tell her that the first time. They're bad counters. We already know this. So they had to all get together and come up with how old Marin was.
Yeah, they had to all go figure this out. So 36 is actually 666.
Yeah.
she gave her the number 36, and I kind of helped her walk through that.
Did
So
you get
that's
the number
you
too?
keep.
That the one you got too, Chuck?
That's the one he got too. But it was a different time. He said, so I helped her through this. Come on, Chuck.
And she gave her the number 36, and I kind of helped her walk through that and said, if that's the number you keep getting repeatedly, that's most likely Marin's age, because you.
So
kind of helped her through that. And then he scrolled through about 2 pages worth of text there.
And he said that she said the age was 36.
Or
that's what he said.
The number 36, and he said, well, that's likely her age.
Oh, I thought he said at the beginning that Marion and that her age was 36. And then he said, well, if you keep getting that number, that's probably her age.
Yeah.
So he said, I helped her through that, I guessed for her. So this is probably her, how many toes she got?
Ask her that question.
How many demons?
And, and Serena's a little bit new at this, so she's still having a little trouble trying to.
You're new at this.
Serena's a little new at this.
He's new at this. But he's giving
he says he's
advice.
Been doing this for 14 years or so.
He's giving demons away to everybody. He's connecting people to demons.
You get a demon, and you get a demon.
Everybody gets a demon. Everybody gets a legion.
Pick up stuff out of the background, which is totally normal. After a while, you sort of learn to trust yourself, and that's where meditation helps, because it helps get everything else out of your mind, so you can recognize when a random thought pops in there. That's not true.
Yeah, well, we prefer the mind protection technique or prayer.
Yeah, not meditation. Try to get these things in, not try to focus on letting them in. What is this guy doing?
Wrong. If there's nothing in there, if there's nothing in your mind because you cleared your mind, then anything pops in there comes from somewhere else.
I don't know if I can watch this guy anymore.
Yeah, we can. We're almost done. We can do it.
Okay.
No, I want to see the end. I want to see how it ends.
Okay. So this guy's saying, clear your mind and let them come in. And if you get a thought, that's them. That's not you. So give them your brain, give them an open threshold, and see what they say.
Open the door.
Open the door for them.
So she said, Chuck, wonderful, just wonderful to speak with you today. I've always wanted to have conversations like this all my life. I'm 66 now. I also joyfully told Marin that you sent her.
Well, they're throwing a lot of sixes around.
Yeah, how convenient.
66, 36, 6 and 7. Wow, you guys are just.
Your regards. One of the terms they use, they don't say, say hello or say hi. They send their regards. And so I started doing that as well. And so I told her that when she spoke to Marin, to please tell her I send my regards. So she did.
Regards means to look at or take notice of.
Yep.
She said, I was tickled pink. My imagination, and this wouldn't be imagination, this would have been a visual that she was given, showed me a smiling, warm Sasquatch face. But I wanted to ask about those words you used to rebuke, because she had told me that on her phone call that sometimes she feels negative energies. And so I talked to her about
Imagine that.
Wow.
Imagine that.
A negative energy from a demon. And why does she want to now learn about rebuking? And now he's going to look
concerned. Oh.
Why does she want to know about rebuking now?
Exactly. It's a cute little smiling, sweet one, but but just in case, could you tell me how to rebuke it?
And you skipped over a lot of emails.
You sure did.
To where she's wanting to rebuke.
And we never heard the original problems, the activity.
No. So now she wants to know how to rebuke.
And I'll tell you here in a minute what I said back to her, because we had a conversation about that, and I learned that from the late Scott Carpenter, and I've used it a couple times myself. And
why would you have to use it if these are good beings and healing beings and for the planet? And Scott Carpenter would never tell somebody to get a hold of these things on purpose. He wouldn't say some are good, some are bad. He didn't say some are good, some are bad. Not to my knowledge, not that I ever heard. He was all about rebuking them and keeping them away.
Yeah, I remember he used to
warning people,
put things around his perimeter, walk his grounds.
And he still would get bothered sometimes.
Yeah. And did he say he learned this directly from Scott, or did he?
Because he needed to know.
Watch it on TV.
I'm not sure.
On a YouTube channel.
I'm not sure.
Because we had a conversation about that, and I learned that from the late Scott Carpenter, and
They say he learned it from him.
Didn't say how yet.
Okay, so we need to know if you directly know him.
Knew him, yeah.
Knew him, and if you did, then why would he be telling you to contact these things?
He wouldn't.
I've used it a couple times myself, and for me, it's worked.
I think he read. Watch his videos or something.
But why would he have to rebuke?
Yeah, they're wonderful. And why have you had to use it a couple times? They're your buddy, aren't they? They're just here to help heal the planet and take care of people, and they're beings of light and highly spiritual.
And it's the people's fault.
And we don't hear you warning about that when you're encouraging these women to go out there in the middle of the woods in the middle of the night.
Sure don't.
Oh, you jerk.
And I'll tell you here in a minute what I said back to her, because we had a conversation about that, and I learned that from the late Scott Carpenter, and I've used it a couple of times myself, and for me, it's worked. She told me that she had also tried doing that, and the negative energies would leave, but then in a couple of days they'd come back.
Yeah, we've talked about that too. Multiple demons.
You can't be lukewarm.
Legions are there. There's not just one. So when you rebuke, you got to keep rebuking, keep rebuking, keep rebuking, keep rebuking. I had that kind of thing happen one time and they'll try to fool you too. You'll rebuke that one, it has to leave. The next one will step up and say something like, that didn't work. Rebuke that one. Another one's going to step up and say, still here. Rebuke that one. The next one will come up and say something like, or laugh, let you know it's there. Rebuke that one. Next one will come up and say, it's not working. Rebuke that one. You got to keep rebuking.
And they can lay dormant even up for years.
Yeah, and that someone will back off. They'll say, back off. They've done rebuke 30
Let's
of
go
us.
over here and harass these people. We'll come back.
Yep, let's leave her alone for right now.
Getting too hot.
Yep, she's rebuking. Let's back off a little bit.
And I'm not sure what the deal is there. Why, but I don't know whether they feel she's not sincere or just a strong negative energy.
Because there's more than one. How come you don't know that stuff?
You're not sure?
You're giving them information, or
you're telling them to get into it, but you're not sure how to get them out of it. This reminds me of a young woman I knew in a house that we had to go cleanse. They said, I know how to summon them, I just don't know how to get rid of them.
This is what
hello?
Yeah. You need to learn how to get rid of them before you even, well, actually, you don't even try to
summon them at all.
Don't summon them at all. And this guy, oh my goodness.
But she has apparently both the negative energy and the positive energy hanging around her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good guy, bad guy. Good cop, bad cop.
Good cop. Some are good, some are bad, right, Chuck? Is that what you're going to tell her? He's going to tell her that too, isn't he?
And like good cannot exist with evil. They can't be in the same space at the same time.
No, sure can't be. But he's going to tell her, and I haven't seen this, but more than likely he's going to say something like, well, some are good, some are bad, and you need to talk to You need to talk to the big good one, and they'll
They'll
take care of the
protect
bad
you,
ones.
yeah.
House. And she's trying, the negative energy is giving her violent nightmares. So anyway,
So I thought
but I
she
want
was
to ask about
sleeping
those
better.
words you used to review. I want to get it right, as when those things happen here, my nerves are all over the place and my memory is just not there. Could you please tell me those words you said to use? So I told her back, I said, and this is a quote, if you're a child of God, you're welcome in my home. If you are not a child of God, I command you in the name of Jesus Christ to leave immediately.
Why would a violent, demonic demon be a child of God? If it's scaring you, why would it be a child of God? And these things, a child of God is one of us. It's not something you can't see. It's not a demon. It's not a past relative. These are demons you're dealing with. These are demons. These are demons that they're dealing with. And he's trying to say, if you're a child of God, to a demon, that you can stay, or if not, you have to go. This guy has no clue about this spiritual warfare.
But he's headlong in it and leading other people in. He's deceived.
You can ask a person if they're a child of God. You can't ask a demon that. It's not a familiar person. It's not your child. It's not. This is a demon you're dealing with, or demons. None of them
And
are
you
children
can't
of God.
serve two masters. You can't pray to them today, pray to the demons today, and then ask God for help tomorrow, and then pray to the demons today and ask God for help tomorrow. It's only he'll help you a little while, but there'll come a tipping point where he's like, I can't, I'm not. You have free will. You're choosing to do this.
And he helped her do this. Now he's, oh my goodness, this guy.
So it ain't because he doesn't know about Jesus or the authority of Jesus.
No, he had to learn it from somewhere else.
But I'm saying, but he does know it, and he does know that's how you can get rid of him. But he's just
No,
still
he's
riding
saying
that
if you're
fence
good or
and
bad, you can stay. If you're bad, you got to go. But he's
trying
not.
to play
He's
both
not.
sides of the fence.
He's not. He's saying if you're not a child of God, you
These
have to
things are,
go.
well, but I mean, does he still think that they're a child of God? Does he think they're God's creation?
A child of God is in a vessel of hope.
Yeah.
These things are outside the vessels. These things are demons that were invited in to that other
Why would he
woman
even
by him.
take the chance and encourage other people to take that chance?
He's led by demons.
Yeah,
He's got demons all over.
he needs help too.
So I've used that before, and with me it's worked.
Oh, good. Has it though? Because you're leading other people down that
That
path.
is a lie, because he's saying that there was only one demon.
So it's her fault.
But he's also saying that there was only one demon that he had. Even if he did it at different times in different places, there's still more than one demon there.
Well, and for him, it would be also a case of him backing off,
And
because he's leading all kinds of other people down that path.
Yeah. But he's not, and he's saying individual. He said, if you are a child of God. So he's saying individual. He's saying, or
That one demon.
that one demon. So that's a lie by itself, because the rest of them are still there
They're
too.
never alone.
And you may rebuke
Just
that
like the
one,
Bigfoots.
but those other ones are going to still be there. They're still going to do something. So this guy's lying right there.
So she said,
Yes.
anyway, so
Skip over that part.
so she said,
Yep.
Find
oh,
something.
good, thanks for that. And then she goes on to talk about the most recent video on the Flash of Beauty, which I haven't watched yet. I need to do that, but it's fairly long, and I haven't set aside the time to do that. But I will do that. And that's an interview with a guy named Tim Baker. And I had 2 or 3 people that either texted me or emailed me about that. And like I said, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I will when I get it. when I get time. And then the most recent one, and now this doesn't really pertain to anything. It's just more about the Tim Baker interview and her interpretation of it.
Tim Baker says there's no experts. And Tim Baker is still guessing like you are. The information that he had to get from somewhere else. He has done research, but he is still guessing, and he's just now finding out he doesn't even know about the DNA of these things.
Been making a lot of mistakes.
Making a lot of mistakes calling these things in.
But this is a lady that has had anxiety issues her entire life, to the point where it's paralyzing her. She can't even live her life. And once again, I was able to help her hook up.
You sure did.
Hook up to feeding these things. They hooked up to her.
They sure did.
They got
You
their
helped
hooks
her
in her.
open that door. You sure did. You hooked her up with a demon. So much that she's asking how to rebuke these things now.
You get fed. They get fed. She gets drained.
And you get to read her email on the channel and possibly get another viewer or two that you can help get a demon. Because all these people, if you actually were helping them, they would never ask how to rebuke.
Mm-hmm. That should have been, well, I mean, you wouldn't even be telling them how to do that anyway, but like that's, you start with
rebuke these things. You don't want them in your house. You don't want them on your property. You don't want them around you or your family. You got to rebuke first to get rid of them. You don't go out there and invite them in and then say, well, you've been disruptive. You got to go. They're going to be like, you invited me.
Yeah, that makes it so much worse.
With the family group that lives there, who've been trying to get her attention for quite a while. And now she has a 36-year-old female named Marin, who's kind of watched.
More than one. Why do you think there's only one? That's just idiotic to think that these predators.
We keep saying that there's like a group of them, of 6 of them, but Marin is the main one, so she must belong to Marin.
Marin is the title holder.
Over her and helping her get through that. Her anxiety's better. She's sleeping better.
Is she? Because she just talked to you about nightmares.
She just talks about nightmares and things going crazy, and she has panic attacks still.
How do you rebuke them? Is that better?
How to rebuke them? You are lying through your teeth.
It was just a real exciting to me, and very rewarding to be able to help people like that.
Yeah,
it's very exciting and rewarding to bring demons.
Keep telling yourself that.
This guy is just
you better get to repent.
And that's why I couldn't watch all this, and I don't know if I can still.
We only have 10 more minutes.
That's 10 minutes of this guy.
I guess we can, well.
And it's already 10.
Yeah,
10:30.
okay.
I can't
go ahead and wrap it up.
Let's finish while he's talking about this one.
Okay.
And
before he starts on the next email.
Yeah, because this is already enough.
I think he said he had 4 emails.
This guy.
And she knows I'm going to make this video because she told me I could and I could talk about it. And so that's another real spectacular one out of Florida.
Spectacle.
Well, the last one.
That's enough. I can't do this.
Well, y'all can watch it, and I'm going to go back and watch it. I watched some of it into it, but I didn't watch the whole thing either. Let me get the lights on.
Okay. Let me turn this around for us. I just can't do it. I can't watch people
intentionally lead other people into danger. He's deceived.
Taking them to demons.
God knows his heart.
Giving them to demons.
If he has free will, and hopefully he turns it to God before he runs out of time.
That's just pathetic for someone to take credit for endangering these people's lives, giving them demons.
We don't have any way to know if he's
There should be no reason why anyone should say,
deceived.
I need to know how to rebuke these things now. You told me they were here to help me. And now I'm scared of them. And now I want to rebuke. He didn't say you got to find God because this is going to be a long haul.
No, just call on him when it gets bad. Like right there at that moment, but then you go put him up on the shelf
and
again
use this just few words here, and you should be okay.
It worked for me.
And these demons,
my hands are clean.
They've been around for thousands and thousands of years. They know the game, and they know if this woman is sincere or not. She may just read it off of a card. They're gonna say, no.
She's already desperate and weak,
back off
vulnerable,
a little bit.
not spiritually strong, physically weak.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let's start here. I'm gonna watch this.
Okay.
Or if you can watch this.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
That one.
You read. I'll do this.
You read and I'll do this.
Okay. Natstar says he's an equal opportunity endangerer. He sure is. He don't care who he's gonna harm. And she says, like I tell everyone else. Or she says, I wonder if he knows that there is really bad times in the month for a woman to be out there in the forest.
We said he's been studying it for, I can't remember, in the other video, something like 14 years maybe. 14, 17,
I'm sure he doesn't even know that it's a bad time for women to be out there at certain times. Cuban there says that he probably wouldn't care, War Chief. He is so dangerous to anyone listening to
Well,
him.
and it sounds like most of the women he's dealing with are older women anyway. They don't really, that's not a concern with them.
Mm-hmm. And JR says Seth is the name of the Bigfoot best friend of the YouTube guy in Ontario, Canada.
Oh, wow.
Wow. He says it sometimes comes into his house as a black shadow. I haven't listened to him in 2 or 3 years. Wow. Good job, JR.
Wasn't there also a serial killer that had a demon set that he was connected with?
Oh, goodness. And Warchie said, Cube, he doesn't care. He doesn't. You can tell that. Natstar says, Jerry, yeah, the demons he's connected with are like, this one, answer this one now.
Mm-hmm.
Sure is.
Yep, here's one that's ripe.
Yep, this one's ready. And not, yeah, he's taking them
Desperate.
right to him.
Yeah.
Natstar says, this dude is a mobile, equal opportunity endangerer. He sure is.
And telling himself he's doing good. Or he's deceived too. He's listening to him too. He don't even know his own thoughts from their thoughts.
The demons are patting him on the back.
Yeah, and he thinks it's a good thing he's doing.
They're making him feel good. What she says, our Father who art in heaven. Sure is. He's just, oh my goodness. Karen says, energy vampire for sure. Yep. Shell Tracker J. So Lord, please stop this man. That's right. Amen.
Stop him from himself.
And Cubanator says, no, he doesn't, War Chief. A truly deluded and dangerous man. Sure is. And amen from War Chief. Natstar says, Shadow Tracker J. Cubanator says, that will be done, Father. Cast down this evil. Yeah, he's spreading it everywhere. He's telling them where to go, how to get it, how to call them in. And then he says, you can only rebuke one, or only rebuke one, when even the physical ones
worked for me. You must have done something wrong.
Yeah, why would he have to be doing it if they're all good and he knows that they're good, as long as you come respectful. Oh my goodness. And Natstar says, wow, I have a porch facing the road. How did you know? Karen says, how many streetlights are there? Yeah. Cuban says, vampire energy in spades, Karen. Yep.
Yeah.
Warchi
A lot
says,
of predators in this.
yeah, sure is. And Warchi says, everyone listening, please have your armor of God on at this time. Yeah,
Amen.
he's trying to get anybody and everybody
Yeah.
involved, just like in predator in the Bigfoot Gifters book. When we talk about the gifters and everything that they're going to do,
Mhm.
we talk about them doing all this same stuff.
Being used as a conduit to
Yeah.
bring in other people.
To bring in other people for mates or food. Cuban there says spades in Aussie slang means lots of. Agree, War Chief. Tracalorna says he is. Predator is always a predator. Yep, that's right. Demon's always a demon. The predator is always a predator. Thumbs up for War Chief. Shadow Tracker J says van down by the river. Now Star says, wow, JR, that's interesting. Yep. And JR says, Mary, quite contrary. That's right. Quite contrary. Jody says, quite contrary. Cuban says, pretty sure this man is infected with legions of demons. Yep, that would be my guess too.
He doesn't even know.
We should somebody should take a picture of him, who's around him, and see what shows up. And I'm sure if we slow this down, there's probably a demon in the background or over his shoulder somewhere. Or I'm sure
He's still
there is.
laughing at her being jumpy and stuff. He's pretty far gone, but he's still got a chance if he'll.
Yeah.
But he's got to make the decision. I mean, we can pray for him, and
He thinks
I already
he's
did
special.
pray for him. But
He thinks he's gifted.
But he's got to pray for himself to have his eyes open.
He's endangering a lot of people. Elastic Machiner said he's a groomer. Yep, good one. Good one. Night Star said I gotta catch a rest tomorrow. Good night, everyone.
Night Stars.
Y'all are so much fun. Thanks for breaking this down, Jerry and Lee Tracker E. Great stuff. Good night, Night Stars. Jody says exactly, Elastic Machiner. His audience is his new supply.
Yeah.
Sure is. Sure is. And JR says, what's this? We didn't stay out there very long. Yeah. Yeah, they're shaking so bad and they're getting confirmation.
He's in the comfort of his own
he's
home when he's talking to her on the phone. He's sending them outside.
He's locked locked in the van somewhere, saying, "Go on out there. Go on.
It'll be okay.
It'll be okay." Everybody's saying good night to Night Stars. Cubaner says, "Yeah, seems odd. We didn't stay out there very long. Is he afraid of the Bigfoot? Is there something he's not telling us?"
I don't think he is afraid of him. Well, he ain't even out there. He's just sending the old women out there.
Yeah, from his truck. He's as brave as they can get.
He's talking them through it on the phone.
Yeah, he said, keep going. Go in that cave. Take the steak and start cooking it by the river. And Shadow Tracker J is what's life altering is him getting her killed. That is true. Cuban said exactly right, Shadow Tracker J. This man is deludedly evil. Yep. And everybody's saying good night again. And Deborah is saying he is woefully unaware. Maybe. I think he know what. Maybe he just don't know about demons.
I think he knows just enough to be a danger.
Yeah, just enough to be a danger.
And that's the case with most of them. They genuinely, every single one of them genuinely seems like they want to help people, they want to do right by people, they want to do good by people, but they get deceived.
Yeah, and they don't know what they're doing, and they just go with it.
They're perfect bait themselves, or they're
There's just terrifying
perfect prey.
Yeah, and this enabler is helping her. Yeah, legions, for we are many. JR says that's right. They don't come alone. And when he thinks you're just talking to one.
Yeah.
No, they're all lining up. They're all waiting.
Yeah.
Junior says his eyes looking straight to the camera are not the eyes of someone sane. It sure didn't look like it.
It's because that's not the man looking through it at times.
Yeah. And that's to JR's response, comment, Legions, for we are many. Shadow Tracker J says, yep, JR. And Deborah's saying, so is her implication that these predator Bigfoots are omnipresent?
I guess so.
I guess so on that one. Cubaner says another sign of himself being demonically connected. Yeah, he seems to think so, Deborah. And Deborah says if she is getting answers before he can ask, she probably thinks they are good or of God.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He's teaching her to think that.
Yeah,
He thinks
sure
that.
is. And Deborah says, I've started to wonder if the predator Bigfoots are the beasts of the fields in Ezekiel
They
that
are.
mankind has given over to as food. Yeah, they
Yes,
are.
that's the end time thing coming.
And once that's released, we all got to be ready, because it's going to be all out. And many hearts will fail because they don't know what's going on. They don't know these demons and beasts are waiting for that time. But luckily we do. Cubaner says, thanking the demon or thanking demons, oh Lord, protect her. Yeah, she's doing that. Deborah said, I started to wonder if the bird of Bigfoot. Oh, okay, it's the same one again. Every time. And Cubaner said, I think so too, Deborah. And Bigfoot says, are Bigfoot years like Dogman years? I don't know the years. I just know that once they get started, they're here until they die.
I think age doesn't matter to them.
They don't, just like demons, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Deborah says, unless you're ADHD. And Scott says, brilliant. And Deborah Mueller says, clearing my mind only works when I pray. Otherwise, I'm chasing squirrels all day. In the book, the mind protection technique, it's you have to practice that, but it's not to let things in; it's to keep things out. And Predator Bigfoot loves cold cuts. Yeah, they sure will. Just give it to them. Shadow Tracker J says, Father, forgive him. Send your Holy Spirit to convict him and set him free of these demons. I rebuke the bind these demons in the name of Yeshua. And Father, please send the truth to these women.
Amen.
Amen. Cubaner says,
Thank
this
you,
guy,
James.
Lord Almighty, hard to listen to this drivel, harder to realize he actually thinks he is helping all of these unfortunate women. He learned nothing from Scott Carpenter. You're exactly right.
Well
put. Scott says, Shadow Tracker J, lovely, filled with truth. Sure is. Elastic Machinery says, Scott started recording his 6. Now there are 360-degree cameras and recorded all sides at once. This man is likely using Scott's warnings as clues to contact these spirits. Oh, man. Alrighty, a tingle up his leg. Alrighty. Yeah, that's another one for him. Cubaner says, yeah, he completely missed what Scott Carpenter actually said about the demon spirits. That's what we were saying too.
You can't just put it away and have faith and then put it back and then,
Sure can. And God knows and Jesus knows this guy's heart.
That would be lukewarm.
Yeah. Elastic Machinery says the spirits have to group up from how arid their plan is compressed to. One doesn't have enough strength. They need a group of 100, perhaps less, depends on their rank, specific types. It says, yes, Cube, that he did misinterpret and completely miss what Scott Carpenter actually said about the demons.
With the lukewarm, they'll say, did we not cast demons out in your name? He could literally say that, like, oh, cast them out and they left. But then the next day or the next phone call, we're calling them back in.
He's calling them back in, yeah. He's saying, thank them.
You don't know me. I don't know you.
Yeah. And Warchi says, I rebuke you, old man.
Well, the demon's in him, for sure.
Yeah. Shadow Tracker J says, you have to get to the root demon, the root sin.
Yeah.
You can cut off the branches, but they will come back until you get the root.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And the only one that can do that is the Most High.
And that person herself
Yeah,
has to,
but I mean between those two.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. But those people have to do it themselves. Like we tell people, you have to pray for yourself instead of asking people for prayers. You have your connection with God. You pray to God.
Yeah, instead of praying to the demons, pray to God.
Yeah. That's the
If
machine.
that's who you're calling on when they're bad, why aren't you just talking to him to begin with?
Yeah. And why do you have to learn rebuke if this is what you wanted? Lasting machine, and she didn't actually want it. He said,
Right,
"Go
he was
out there,"
pressuring
and
her
the
on
other
it.
one,
She
he
called
said,
him
"Go
with a
out
problem because it
there.
was
Go to this
scaring her.
spot."
She wanted an explanation, and he led her right down the path.
He did. Lasting Machiner says, "Angels won't watch you in these ways if there are any mystique involved. That's not an angel, in my opinion."
Right,
And
well, fallen angel.
here he's forced his eyes closed again. Yeah. Yeah, and God will not watch or have his eyes upon you at all times if you are doing things wrong and breaking the laws. Even with David, David was asking, please, don't turn your eyes away from me. Look back at me, find favor, bless me again.
He said, "Don't tempt me."
Yeah. Cubaner says, exactly right, Shadow Tracker J. This guy knows nothing and can't seem to understand all the contradictions of his teachings. You're right. He's saying, let the demons in, then saying rebuke. Let the demons in, rebuke. Let the demons. No. Lasting Machinery says the child of God is too loose in terminology, anyways.
It is. Which God?
Yeah. Which God are you talking about? Demons lie, Lasting Machinery says. They sure do. They will deceive you and lie to you. They'll back off.
Appear as an angel of light.
Yeah, just to let you think that they've been rebuked. All they're going to do is back off. Says Cuban says, Lasting Machinery. It is so sad. Yeah. Jer says, for a short time, Scott Carpenter did get into making a peace offering. Of meat on the property bounds to keep them away. He quit when a rancher he advised had his cabins thrashed after doing this. Oh, wow.
Well, we knew that we didn't watch a whole ton of his things, but knew that he had that every now and then they come be right up there at the house again.
Yeah, I remember him
so
talking
he
about
had a
being around his back door.
Threshold break.
Either did a painting or he has a picture of him by his back screen door. I remember that.
But he did definitely learn.
Oh, I would have shot with both barrels, and if I seen that thing hanging, scratching at the back door, you give me a shot. Give me a shot. Lasting Machinery says him flirting with all these demons.
That's what it is.
Put him in authority to force any spirit out. That's right. He's the one inviting them.
Yeah, and to he's and it seems like in the first one I heard that he was married, or that he had a wife, and so he's putting her in danger too. And his group that he goes with, but they're all in on it together. They have to decide. Some people learn the hard way.
He also says that demon will say it's a child of God, no problem, and he'll say it's welcome. A demon is a demon. That's right. They'll lie and accept that open threshold. Keeper says, I didn't know that, JR. Shadow Tracker J says, so glad it's over. Can't watch us either. I got to that point. I was like, I gotta. That's the only TV we got.
Yeah, I found very little to laugh at in this one.
Yeah. And he was it's just upsetting to see someone lead so many
these
people,
vulnerable people
to Satan.
And nobody knows how much time they have, but especially older people, really, even if things are going well, they have less time,
Yeah.
And this guy, you're running out of time, dude. Get it. There's not always time, because there's time until there's not.
I promised. Kimura says, I get it, Jerry. It is so hard to listen to this guy. Shame for what he does. Yeah, it is. I was like, I had to walk out when we first.
Yeah, you didn't make it 2-3 minutes in.
I can't watch this guy. I got it. Scott says, at JR, You can't negotiate with the big uglies. You sure can't.
Exactly.
And he even said in that video before, they're in charge. You go by
Yeah.
what they say.
You just gave them authority.
And now he's saying, invite them in.
But if you get in trouble, call on Jesus.
Yeah, but they're in charge. Once you invite them in, they're in charge. You have to do work on their time, what they say do. He said that in the other one, but in this one, he's saying invite them in. Elastic Machinery says, yeah, spectacular. Where do you find these people? I'll send you guys links every now and then, thinking I've found some wayward individuals, but you have a gift finding the worst models to be not like, or to know not be like.
No shortage of them, that's for sure.
We just, whenever we like, okay, so now we got time.
Okay, Lord, we need one.
Yeah, we need
Which
one
one?
for watching Wednesdays, and we'll turn the TV on.
It's like the next one or two that pop
be
up
like right there, like, oh,
Yeah,
look at this guy.
every time.
And Scott says spiritual armor and prayed up first. After that, it's preparation and your weapons kit.
Exactly.
That's right. War Chief says this prophet, fake or false? Both.
And War Chief's right in saying prophet, because it's what these psychics are thinking that they are prophets, and that's what he's being, is a over the phone psychic to these people, and demons are talking to him and talking to them and going through to them and attaching to them. His demons are hooking up with their demons, and they're just all having a gay old time.
They are having time. All these new vessels that he's opening up, letting demons in. Kubernetes says false, War Chief. He listens to demons. He is a fake prophet for sure. Yeah. And War Chief says, oh man, or this man doesn't realize that karma is a painstaker. Kubernetes says, yeah, and when it bites him, he will be toast. He sure will be.
Or his wife, someone that he loves. When the time comes, we're each accountable for, we have to answer for leading people to God or away from God.
Yeah. Kubernetes says, we have missed you, War Chief, Tracker C. Brother. Yep, that's and Scott says, agree, War Chief. It's good to see you. Yeah, in the military, we say battle buddy. Someone who's just going to be there with you. And War Chief says, you too, Marine. Jamie says, Scott Carpenter did the same mistakes, but he didn't compare what I learned here.
Yeah, he learned.
Yeah.
He learned, and he corrected, and he tried to tell others.
He was trying to get the right stuff out and trying not to lead people the wrong way. And Jer says, they would eat Scott's dogwood off the porch. One time, Scott set out 3 round rocks and a horizontal rock, which identified as Bigfoot language, that left him a dead bird in the center of his driveway.
That must have been the one I saw.
Yeah, we've seen that. We're like, what are you doing? But don't be
but he
did
at the end, though, he knew.
to a demon.
Yeah.
Don't take one step
Don't
back.
go to dinner with them.
You got to keep moving forward and keep pushing these things out of the way and getting rid of them. You don't back up. You don't make a deal. You don't compromise.
Don't play.
It's too serious of a situation that we're in. The spiritual war is ongoing. They will use everything they can to get each and every one of us in any way that they can.
Matter of fact, this troll that called us freaks, that is not taking any of this seriously. He's putting himself in danger.
And he came right in.
Lord opened his eyes too, because he's also being used.
And the whole thing about when everything happened, power went out, that guy came in the room.
Same time.
Another demon. But he was ousted by the good.
Probably back in here listening under another fake account. I can't read him.
Scott says Deuteronomy 8, 10, 11. There shall not be found among you anyone who makes his son or his daughter pass through the fire. No one who practices witchcraft or a soothsayer or one who interprets omens,
Exactly.
or a sorcerer. 11, or one who conjures or 11, or one who conjures spells, or a medium, or or spiritist, or one who calls up the dead. Oh, good one, good one.
Thank you, Scott.
And Shout Tracker J says, "Thank you, Scott. Prayers, hands together in heart."
Is that the end of them? We've got some verses here. 1 Peter 5:8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. You'll use any means. The more vulnerable you are, the sweeter you are, the kinder you are, the better your intentions are. He's going to use those. Ezekiel 34:5, and they were scattered because there is no shepherd, and they became meat to all the beasts of the field when they were scattered. 1 Timothy 4:1. Now this was the one I opened with. I'll go ahead and read it again. Now the Holy Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
And that's what they were doing.
Isaiah 56:9. All ye beasts of the field, Deborah. All you, and not you, Deborah, but you know what I mean. You were referencing them earlier. Isaiah 56:9. All ye beasts of the field come to devour, yea, all ye beasts in the forest. Jeremiah 14:14. Then the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart.
Exactly what happened tonight with this guy.
2 Corinthians 4:4. In whom the little g, God of this world, hath blinded the minds of them which believeth not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. Ephesians 6:11, put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
And she doesn't have it.
1 John 4:1, beloved, believe not every spirit, but test the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
Oh, and we have one tonight trying to capture a lot of souls.
So those are our verses. And we'll go ahead and say our prayers. Thank you, everyone.
We got to be kind of quick because this will go off in
okay.
just a few minutes. So
I'm glad it's going to be a short prayer.
So bear with us.
Thank you, Lord. Just thank you for revealing all this to all of us. And Lord, open their eyes, open the eyes of the deceived. We know that you want to go after every single child. You know the hearts of those that intend evil and those that love you. Lord, take care of those that love you. And, you know, we love you, Lord. We trust you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Ooh.
Yeah, if we didn't tap that screen in time, it would go out and we'd lose the connection.
And so let's get to Tracker 888 says, I am an admin for Travis Carpenter on Scott's Facebook page. I don't let any Bigfoot lovers get a foothold on the Sasquatch Awareness Project page. I remove any posts encouraging because it is not what Scott did. Good job.
We're glad you're there, Bob. Shadow Tracker at 888.
Scott says that Bob, Shadow Tracker 888. That is so good to know.
Yeah.
And Kimmer says amen and good night all.
And
so
sure.
Oh, so and say it again. I'm sorry.
Just thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here.
That channel has been saved from.
Oh yeah.
Because I accidentally muted it. So everyone have a good night. We're gonna see y'all again very soon. Tomorrow, Thunder Trackers, you have class at 7 p.m. Central Time Zone. We got a lot to cover. Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time Zone, we're gonna have a special live stream. We're gonna be signing books for Carlos Alberto Barone. So join us for that. We got some special things that Carlos don't expect, but it's before his surgery, and we want to make sure that he's got something to read when he's recuperating, because we know he's going to pull through and be very strong about this. So everyone, have a very good night, and we will see you again very soon.
Good night.
Good night, warriors. Good night, warriors.
So beautiful.
Are we in the Bigfoot?
So weird. The effect's not quite the same on film. So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone that's lost in the woods. You gotta say a prayer.